Speaker's Corner in London. If you're not familiar with Speaker's Corner, this is it. And people get together here. They get up on their virtual soapboxes here, whether it's a stool or a little ladder, and they give speeches, and the crowd interacts with alternative arguments, agreements, disagreements.
About 374 price. To unify his empire, he got 70 Jewish scholars. I mean, I would say that almost 70 takes place simultaneously. Translate so he's referring to the Tabernacle of David. So at that time, 70 Jews, David wasn't locked down.
Howdy, Tommy.
I wasn't aware of that.
I never said that. Not once. Not once did I say that. Not once did I say that. Not once did I ever say that.
That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
That's the church only army. How?
If Bristol was a no-go.
After this school,
How have I been? Brian, I've been awesome. Hope you guys have been well too. It's interesting that some of the most spirited debates are Muslim versus Muslim.
He's burning some fat from sweating and crying. No, you were crying. Say the Shahada! Say the Shahada without Ali! Come on! And they say, oh, we don't say it sometimes, but we still do it.
What's he arguing about?
I'm saying we are fake Muslims and the Shias are the righteous, but he's not showing any proof. But
He's Shia?
No, the one with the flag.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Last week I was not sure, but
Iraq war.
there's even Christian Roman guy.
Look out.
Roman guy is doing
Shia against
was this one's been serious?
Sunni.
Nice cry. So, no, my fat. I need my fat.
You're a Shia. You know I'm a Shia, so why you gonna ask?
And you're Wahhabi.
And I know when you said that you're a Wahhabi. You're a suicide bomber. Yeah? That's it.
Wow, he just called them suicide bombers, Wahhabis. Here we have a Roman centurion.
Mars is the god of war. That's why George W. Bush launched his war in March of 2003 on Iraq. It was the American Roman god, holy war, holy Jewish Christian war on the Muslims of Iraq in the month of Mars, which is the Roman god of war and agriculture. What did they fight over? The land of Iraq, where there's lots of oil.
Even as he revealed the Torah and the gospel. So let's just focus on that one verse, then we can move on to a different one.
Yeah.
If the Torah and the Injil were lost, if they were corrupted, and the Quran claimed not to confirm them but to correct them, or if the Quran claimed to give a corrected revelation, why does it say here that the Quran confirms what was revealed?
When it's talk about what, do you want to
Let me say something. You know, the Quran, Allah said that He revealed books. But then there's books by name He mentioned. Okay? Four books. Like the Injil, the Torah, the Injil, the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. But then there's another fifth book. There's another fifth book in Surah Al-A'la. What Allah said is not Quran. He said, Surah Ibrahim and Musa. He said, He revealed a book to Ibrahim and Musa. We know the book of we know the book of Musa, which is the Torah, but we don't know the book of Abraham.
Soapbox corner would be quite good. Lots of beards here. Hello. Okay, I won't come here. You're out of frame. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm coming.
So if you had any biblical questions or religious, spiritual questions, yeah, the one guy didn't want to be filmed. Actually, it was more the, not so much the speaker, but was somebody in the audience.
You're a builder as well, isn't it? You're a builder as well, isn't it? I used to do, I know it's trustworthy. Has it been missing for a long time? That's why you don't remember. You're about 33. Yeah. Same age as you. You remember me, you don't remember my face. Where? I'm from South. Where you around? No, but it's weird. The Messiah is you are free. Who you are, your character, your humility, your kindness. So who you are, what you do, you're carrying a bag, what you do, and what you say. Now you're just one person. Yeah? Now God, we're made in God's image. We have a heart. And God is essentially one. Wahad. He is God. God is one. But He does things by His power, by His Spirit, and also He speaks. Now in the Injil, in here, it says that the Word became flesh. That's a miracle. I believe God can do miracles, and that's what He did in the Middle East. And that's what He is the miraculous Word of God who became not a baby girl, but He had to be a little baby boy, because He had to be the Messiah. And He had to be born in Bethlehem, not Jerusalem. Why? Because the prophet said that He would be, which is miraculous, because that was written 500 years before that. He fulfilled 60 separate prophecies written by the prophets, 60, and he fulfilled every single one. He had to be a Nazarene. He had to live in a dodgy town.
Did you believe that God originally sit down between Christianity.
Yeah, the Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible. Yeah, that's the Torah. The Tanakh is all of this as well. That's all of the Tanakh. And this is the new agreement. Testament means agreement, a deal. That's God's deal. Covenant, deal, testament. So that's the New Testament. This is the Old. He made it with Noah, Ibrahim, Dawood, different deals. And then the final deal is with the Messiah. The final deal. And then the final bit of the Bible, the Revelation, it says that you will not be able to buy or sell unless you have a mark there. It's going to be cashless, contactless, cardless. No more cash. It's all going to be digital. And that is prophesied in the Apocalypsos. We say it's Revelation, but actually it's the Apocalypsos in Greek, which is the final end times. We're living it now. It says that people will do whatever they want. You've got the LGBTQ, RSTs, you've got all this. People will do whatever's right in their own eyes. They go crazy. Child abuse, all that kind of stuff. And they believe that we're monkeys. Evolution, the Big Bang. They believe, no, we are related to baboons. They've lost the plot, you know? Crazy. And that is prophesied in the Bible. That would happen. And it's going to be cashless. It says in the end times, knowledge will increase. Technology will increase. Not wisdom, but technology. That's written here, prophecy. And these are the days, amazing days. Don't get them off. I mean, I'm not getting the vaccine.
Why aren't you getting the vaccine?
The vaccine's not the mark, because I've done research on it, and I've listened to doctors and scientists and nurses, and I've done a fair bit of research on it. I've weighed up who's telling the truth. Where does the evidence lie that it's got, who's lying about the evidence? Pharmaceutical companies, you can trust them, yeah? No. Politicians, you can trust politicians. No, I trust the truth. I don't trust the Catholic Church. I don't trust the Vicar of Divi. I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to read the Bible. I don't trust the BBC to tell me the truth about Islam. I read the Quran. I want to know what it actually says. I'm gambling with my life as I live. We need the truth. You can't just go on what they say, on what most people say. I don't want most people. I want the truth. No, I agree definitely. If most people believe that 2 + 2 is 5, it's 4, you know?
What did you agree with when you
Well,
I'm just curious.
yeah, it's a key question. When I read the Quran, I didn't read any prophecy. I didn't see, look, if Muhammad is a prophet, then he must prophesy. And there must be things, he said, this will happen, and then this happens. And in the Quran, this is why, because this book says many times, the Messiah will come and give his life to the people. It says it many times. And the Quran says, no, yes, he did not die. They said it looked like he died. And I've read that in the Quran.
We'll have the question. Okay, but don't touch me either. Okay, and don't touch me.
You know what we got this? The Shahada. Just doing your faith. It's a clear cut.
Nice to greet you. I wish you have a happy day. Thank you, Nani. This guy has no crowd, just talking into a camera.
And after that comes the judgment. And they prepare to receive the Lamb of God, the Passover Lamb. Do you know, when we go to the Quran,
He's the only one without a crowd. Maybe because he's facing the camera. You got hassled once at a food market here for streaming a guy's stall. Oh yeah. That happens sometimes.
Based on this verse, you're interpreting it in a way, I'm interpreting it in a way.
I'm saying, no. I said Jesus and the disciples had a policy in place, and their policy was that whoever's going to be saved should be only the children of Israel.
The day of
Now,
the judgment.
for you to say no, Jesus said everyone is under my fold now, and I'm come to you.
Of course, even say.
But that's what my argument was. Go back to here. If you can find in the Bible where Jesus practiced, I am outside, no God, you guys are
My face will
if
not
you
be
not
like that.
practice as Christians, you should stop and say, look, all you're doing,
This is the
causing
This was you bring them
us as Christians.
It's not from the mosque. This way walk. This way walk to the mosque and we take the book from there.
No, that's good because
And
you
they show it to me.
implicitly are acknowledging the truth, are acknowledging that the Christians have the truth. So I have to thank you. I have to thank you. I have to thank you. I have to thank you because you came here
Practice
to.
what you preach. No, practice what you preach. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm not saying to you what is always true. Based on what this gentleman told me last week,
And I have to thank you.
what you were saying was very positive. And based on that discussion I had with him, I went away believing that Christianity was there was positive aspects of the church. Now, for me to look at the sunnah, look, I'm not here to attack you. All I'm doing is
Okay.
Come every chapter.
So I have to thank you. I have to thank you because, as I said, Muslims came here and are allowed to be here to show us what we are doing wrong. Christians are doing things wrong, a lot of things wrong.
I never said to you,
Well,
you're doing this wrong or right.
Well, yes,
That's-
yes, you said that.
But that
You
is
said
it's
that.
harming. Okay, but what she's doing is harming me, and I can say it's wrong. I believe it's wrong. Do I not have a right to say that?
Yeah, and I thank you for that. You came here to tell us
Because again, people's perceptions, and I'm assuming you're Spanish, based on your accent. Yeah. Now, as a person from North African heritage, as a Christian, and as persons on her side,
My wife home, I'm not
I
home.
automatically go back to the
will
Inquisition.
come.
I go back to the Inquisition.
Yeah, good, okay.
I automatically go back to the Inquisition. Now,
the
again,
Inquisition.
it was your ancestors.
I know, but you have
You must be joking.
Woman, one married woman can't even shake the hands with her husband. The source of yeah. So how is it going? This is not true.
Here's a mostly female.
What's your name?
Oh, you're not doing the speaking.
Great name. The name.
So your opinion changes it once you have enough knowledge. Yes, there are these ignorant individuals that say,
No, you don't have to pray for me. You don't have to pray for me. But I will pray for you. But he will reveal himself to you. He will reveal himself to you. And if he reveals himself to you, if he reveals himself to you, you will come back. I'll come there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does matter because the Bible is written in a language that doesn't.
You have an original language that is been
Yeah, Arabic. That hasn't never been changed at all. However, your Bible is in a different language to the person that your Bible is talking
that means nothing.
How does it mean?
It's not true that it hasn't been changed, by the way.
What is?
the
Bible.
text. Both texts have changed a lot.
Yeah, the Bible or the Quran? The Bible definitely, yeah.
The Bible
the
definitely
Quran?
and the Quran.
Oh, what changes the Quran, can I ask? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah, please.
Yeah, I mean, you can look it up, but there's been changes throughout history. In fact, like the oldest text that they found of the Quran has numerous differences. But even Islamic
What
scholars...
differences?
Just
If you're
differences.
making a claim, tell me it.
Well, I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but you can look it up. But I'm telling you, well, apparently if you don't know about it, then...
I do, I wanted you to substantiate your claim.
Yeah, but Islamic scholars... Right, well, you haven't substantiated your claim either. You made an assertion.
You made the claim.
You made a claim that there hasn't been any... You made... Okay, you don't even want to listen to what I have to say, so it's very funny.
I'm trying to listen.
Okay,
I'll let you.
so I was saying that you made a claim that there hasn't been a change, and I asserted... Yes, you did. You said it hasn't changed. I heard you say that.
I said the Bible has been changed.
And you said the Quran hasn't.
This is what happened. Then you came to me, and then you said, listen.
You're telling me.
I let you talk.
You're
I let you talk.
Okay.
Let me talk. So I said the Bible hasn't been changed. Then you came and you said, actually, both have been changed.
Okay.
That's your claim. And then I said, no, they haven't. That was my counterclaim.
Okay.
But you made the original claim.
Okay. Now I want to ask you a question. You didn't also say at that time that the Quran hasn't changed?
Pardon, sir?
You didn't say that the Quran hasn't changed?
I said to your claim that the Quran has changed.
No. Prior to me even coming in here,
I was talking about the Bible being changed. No, I didn't mention the Quran. I didn't. Did I mention the Quran?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll check the recording later.
Recording it?
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Check it
Let's
later.
see it now.
No, I'm not going to play it back now and end my recording. Yeah. Well, we'll see tonight. You know, did you make a live? Yeah, because I'm not going to stop a live recording.
So it's live.
Yeah, it's a live discussion.
But why do you think the Quran has been changed?
Yeah, make a substantiate claim.
Because if you read any text about it, Islamic scholars even acknowledge that there's been changes. There's obviously been changes.
Which scholar?
I mean, oh my God.
You made a claim. Sorry, I apologize.
Okay, no, it's okay.
I'll let you
We'll
speak.
talk about it later if you're serious.
I'll let you
I
speak.
know what you're
I
saying.
apologize.
But do you mean the changes in the different Qur'an, different ways of...
Well, there are those. There's 10 different...
Or do you mean like there's actual...
There's actual textual differences.
Like actual like chapters that are wrong or...
Oh, I didn't say anything was wrong. I'm just saying
No, wrong, but like changed.
There are, I don't know about whole chapters, but there are verses that are different.
Yeah. Does that change the belief of Islam?
No, that's a different question. I didn't say that they make changes in belief. But that's why I say Islamic scholars even acknowledge these textual changes. Yeah. They simply say that it's not significant in terms of meaning.
Right.
But they don't deny that there hasn't been changes. Yeah. Obviously, if you know about the redaction that was done early on, the whole reason why there was a redaction was to try to get a standardized version because there was different texts.
That's what I mean. So like, are there changes because they were wrong? Someone had a wrong, and then like, someone came in and like...
I just say that there was changes. That's all I said. So it's just silly to say that it hasn't changed because it's just not true.
No, I think he means, what Muslims mean is that like the actual one hasn't been changed. Like, the actual one.
Well, I don't know what that means when you say the actual one. We have different versions. We have different texts. They have been changed. Nobody knows what the actual.
Okay, so the one that
the
actual prophet recited when he was praying.
Yeah,
that's the actual one.
Well, how do you know which one that is when you have different
it was
texts?
memorized by a lot of people around him himself, and that memorization. No, but listen.
Well,
if you memorize the book forever, and all the Qurans right now have got
For example, if I say the main surah, Surah Al-Fatiha, right? If I say it now, and then someone else comes and says something different, everyone else is going to be like, hang on a minute, you've made a mistake.
I'll be glad to talk about it at length when I'm not filming, but I think it's a little bit more nuanced and complex than what you're talking about.
I guess not really, but you can look up a little bit more. I don't think
I think I've looked it up a little bit. I think you need to look it up a little bit more. So we'll talk about it. Yeah,
sure. No worries.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. So at least he went from acknowledging no change to insignificant changes. So that's a little bit of a progress.
He gives the reason, no? For us, he has to give a reason.
Nazim, I'm not sure when. Wait, by home you mean my home in London, or you mean my home in Paris? So I would say the most controversial one here is the Shia. There's a Shia here, and his debate is with the Sunnis.
Yeah, you don't know yourself. You don't know what you're doing.
It said they went out to him.
Am I the only one unable to hear very much with all the background chatter? It depends. Some of them you can hear better than others.
Young or old, male or female, Jesus Christ the Messiah said, whoever believes in him, under the road Jesus will repent. There is the salvation. Jesus Christ said that for benefit to the victory man, if he should gain the whole world and lose his own soul, don't be like a sheep that has no shepherd.
Excuse me, sir. Well, you don't need to insult me. No, you're the one claiming that God is 3 in 1, but you can't back out the scripture. The only example you've given me is life so far. Something outside the Bible. If your claim is true, it should be in there. Yes, and the disciples.
Yes.
Okay. Is Christ in you? Is Christ in you? Is Christ in you, sir? Is Christ in you?
Yes.
Are you in Christ?
Yes.
So you God as well then, according to your logic. Okay, so you're God as well. You see, you've defeated your own argument. You have. You said because that basis he's God, because the Father was in him.
Of the Spirit of God and my relationship with Jesus is defined in Hebrews 2. Okay. So both he sanctifies and those who are being sanctified are all one. There's no of in the original.
All one God.
For which reason he is not ashamed to call them brethren.
Yeah. So Jesus is your brother.
So the one that sanctifies and the one and the one who sanctifies, they're all one. So are they all one God?
You know, tell him to quote Deuteronomy chapter 42 verse 6.
Okay, so they're all God.
Because Yahweh, he said Yahweh is God, yes? But Yahweh is the Father.
That's another one.
Yahweh is the Father. So if Yahweh is the Father, therefore they split again the Son and the Holy Spirit. Tell him.
No, but it's a trinity. It's 3 in 1. So the Father is God, so is... Oh.
Take off your mask. I will about to.
It's okay.
No. Oh, so we're God as well then?
Because we're one.
Yeah, I'm born again. So am I God?
Actually, isn't John 1 a better answer to his question?
John 1.
Yeah.
John 1 say.
Because it says the...
Oh, you believe Jesus is the Father?
It's not a question of what I believe. I'm just saying that to answer your question...
No, that goes against the Trinity. Because John 1 says that Jesus is the Father.
No, it says Jesus was it
God.
says was God.
Yeah. In the
But
beginning
that's
was
not
Jesus,
right.
and Jesus was with the Father.
He was with the Father,
Yeah,
and he
and
was,
Jesus was the Father.
God. No, not was the Father, was
You
God.
said you've got to be consistent. You're changing
No,
the word
no.
to Jesus,
No.
and you're changing God to mean the Father. So you have to be consistent. Say Jesus is the Father.
No, it doesn't say Father, it says God.
Okay.
And that's the whole point of the Trinity, is that they believe that there's three distinct persons in the Godhead.
Okay. So where the word God is in the Bible, sometimes it's Father, sometimes it's Son, sometimes.
Now you've got it.
Oh yeah. So then you just make it up as you go along.
Well, it's consistent. No,
You're adding your own preconceived idea into Scripture because thousands of times in the Old Testament, when God speaks, He speaks as the Father. He never speaks as Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Give me one example where God is
Christians actually believe that Jesus was speaking even in the Old Testament when it says God.
Yeah, but when God was speaking, the word God, where it appears in the Old Testament, does it ever refer to Father, Son, and Holy Spirit?
No, there's no reference to Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
So out of 3,000 times where God is mentioned, it's only the Father.
Well, you're saying it's only the Father, but I'm saying many Christians don't believe that. They believe that that's
they
Jesus
have
speaking.
to change their understanding of the Old Testament because it's clear it's only the Father. When God said, "I am God, and besides me, there's no other," it's clear to me that's only the Father speaking.
Well, it's clear to
the
you,
single
but Christians.
person. Yeah, but if I say I, that's only one person. If it was three, it would say we are God, and besides us.
But you know very well that there's plenty of references to plural of God in the Bible in Genesis.
There's one example, and even then he's talking to his angelic host. Are you a Muslim brother?
Well, yeah, but if there's one example, there's still one example.
You don't avoid the.
No, but
you don't go to the one verse and ignore the 3,000.
No. But you just finished saying that there weren't any references to the plural, and there are. Talk about lack of consistency. This is like cognitive dissonance. Like, people don't even follow their own arguments. I mean, he literally was arguing that there was no plural reference, and therefore it's indicative of a single person. And then when I pointed out that there are plural references, he says, well, there's only one. Actually, there's a few.
What do you want?
That's not the first Quran. It says in the first was the word. Which number for Maryam?
Well, what's the question about the Quran?
He said in the Quran, there's a verse says the beginning was the word. That's in the Bible. We don't have in the Quran.
That's in John 1.
That's a challenge. I just read Surah Maryam.
No, I think what he's referring to is the first word is read. It's not the word, but so it starts with read. You know, that's what I think he's thinking of. He said it starts with read. You know, not the word, but read. Yeah. So
those guys.
I believe Jesus is the word of God because
I'm not begging you to forget that. Word, okay, he said be in place. But he has a person.
Let me ask you right now. You are speaking right now. I'm saying you're speaking right now. Let me ask you. You're speaking right now.
You're taking a break today.
From what?
Well, usually yeah. Yeah, very good. All right, yeah. Well, it's pretty crazy here. I wonder how long Speaker's Corner will last. Like in 100 years, we'll still be here. That's really a good question. You're not speaking today.
Say again?
You're not speaking today.
I mean, I was.
I saw you earlier.
You filmed me a little bit.
Yeah, I filmed a little bit. Yeah,
I'm not doing any preaching as such.
Can I take a picture of this?
This is actually a prison ministry cross.
A prison ministry
So
cross.
it's for a ministry called Kairos. We basically go into.
Now that's Greek.
Yeah, it's Kairos is Greek for moment, time,
Moment.
the opportune moment, and it was a ministry that I participated in 2019.
So you would talk to the prisoners.
Yes, so we basically went into a prison for about.
Can I film you?
Say again?
Can I put you on camera? Yeah.
My name is Alex.
Alex.
We've changed details all the time.
Yeah, Euro.
Say again?
Euro.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Did I say that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that a European name?
It's a European name. I know you guys aren't in Europe anymore. But,
Well, we're in Europe when it's
right, exactly. That's how it was before too. Yeah, when it suits you. Yeah.
Anyway, I was telling you about the Kairos prison ministry. Yes.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Go ahead, yeah.
Because so you did prison ministry, right?
Yeah.
Now, it happens not uncommonly that you have these religious conversions in prison.
Yes.
They find Christ, or they find Islam, or they find whatever. So what is it do you think about prison that makes people suddenly find God?
That's a good question. I think people who have never committed a crime underestimate the level of self-awareness that convicts and prisoners have, or at least can have, about the things that they've done. So, for example, this was actually in Whitemore Prison, which was the prison in which the London Bridge attacker had been held before the attack. Obviously, but he was probably the worst case scenario. This is a prison that mostly consists of murderers, violent criminals, gang members, not sex offenders, but that level of violence. There was a real spirit of faith. Will your friends believe that? There was a real spirit, not necessarily of what we would call repentance as Christians, but an awareness of the things they had done wrong.
And remorse?
Yeah, well, most of their cases, yes. There was a general policy of don't ask, don't tell, means what they had done. But some of them shared that with us willingly, and from what I can remember, there was an awareness that they had committed very, 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 very evil acts. And some of them then went and upgraded that self-awareness to a full-fledged repentance of sin, which is what we achieved. God achieved through us Kairos people.
So I have some of the viewers asking, how long do you think Speaker's Corner will continue to exist like this?
Oh, I have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised if in the foreseeable future, I won't put a number on that, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the foreseeable future it breaks down in some way or another.
Right, that's what some people are thinking. Why? What's making it about to break down?
I'm commenting on that for now.
Okay.
Simply because partly it's a bit sensitive, but also because I really don't know enough about it, and I haven't been coming here for long enough to really get to know.
How long have you been coming here?
Well, I would have been coming here for about a year if the lockdown hadn't happened. So
right.
I first started coming about a year ago now, and then obviously it was
and you've just restarted?
Yeah.
Last week was your first week?
Say again?
Last week was your first week restart?
No, that was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, 3 weeks ago, okay.
I'm very, very glad to be back. I need to go and talk to
you. Oh, yeah.
But it's good to talk to you very
All right,
very
thank you.
When I'm free to come and
okay, great. Enjoy the discussion.
If you want to get some good, I think, more salient thoughts on the state of Speaker's Corner and where it's going in the future, I think Bob the Builder would be a good guy to speak to.
Who?
Bob the Builder. So
what's the first name? Bob. He was here last week.
He was here last
I
week.
saw him, yeah.
He's a well-known character.
Yeah. Is this a Christian-Muslim discussion? You're about to
discussion I'm about to have.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll come back and film that.
yeah, it's obviously not all the discussions that happen here at Christian Muslim,
But a lot of them.
a lot of them, perhaps I would say a majority.
You know, one of the most spirited is this one over here, which is a Shia.
And these guys could probably tell you more about that actually.
No, but I think it's interesting. Like one of the most hotly debated one is between Muslims, because the Shia and the Sunni, and they're really.
But like I say, they could tell you more about that.
All right.
Good speech.
Cheers. Okay. Good talking to you. Yes, okay. Try to shake my hands. Can't shake hands. Let's go back. Where's our YouTuber mate? I haven't seen him since our initial thing. Oh, he's not here anymore. Maybe he took a break. The other guy is still here. Why not? He didn't go into why not. But I've heard a few people say that they suspect. This guy's quite interesting.
Across the road there's a Tyburn convent. One of the most important convents in Britain for the Catholic faith. One of the nuns there was sitting at the gates when the protest came past last Saturday. And she said, in 20 years of being a nun, I've never had to console so many people whose families have had someone die from a vaccine. And she said, one person in the last 20 years, 50 since January.
To be fair, Heiko, to be fair, for balance, I do actually know people who have suffered long COVID. I mean, I really do. A few people.
I mean, a year and a half of being locked up, released, locked up, released, locked up, released. You get what's called Stockholm Syndrome. You begin to identify with Boris Johnson, Matt Hancock, Chris Whitty, the government, the establishment, the policing, with the guys on the door showing a red light and a green light, come in, leave. You begin to wear masks on your face, which you would never have done a year ago or 2 years ago. One sec. And the consequence of that is that because people believe that extraordinarily large numbers of people would have died of COVID, they also believe that when they come down ill with COVID, that there's something really seriously wrong with their body. I'll give you one example. A professor at Westminster University, I won't give his name now, but he's a friend of mine, I've known him for quite a few years. He got infected what he thought was COVID and tested positive. Then he got the AstraZeneca vaccine, and he said to me, my long COVID went away when I got the AstraZeneca vaccine. I said, I'm sorry to tell you this, because I know you're a well-educated man, you're a professor at university. What you had was psychosomatic. No one is claiming that the AstraZeneca jab gets rid of long COVID. And in fact, there is no such thing in medicine as long COVID. It's a media invention. If you get flu, if you get any illness, any significant illness, there's a perfectly rational possibility that it will affect your body as a whole, depending on your age, circumstances, and your mental state. Don't forget, all of us have been placed in an asylum for a year and a half. And consequently, as Goffman showed in the 1960s, when you put a sane person in an asylum, within 2 weeks, they behave like the other people who are mad.
Do you think they just release people for the summer?
So, the gentleman you want
It's not ended yet.
Well, I think you've answered my question. What I was going to say is what are you actually against? You seem to be for everything, but against anything.
Well, on the contrary.
I thought just the opposite. I thought he was against everything.
I think you answered my question.
Well, I'm against the entire lockdown system.
Stream in
On the
1080p or
basis of what I
higher.
understand
Is this
to be
720p?
science, which I've
spent a year and a half on this subject.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know why it's so
And
low.
I've drawn the conclusions. First, that SARS is not a new virus. Secondly, that the first SARS outbreak was just a discovery. It wasn't something new even then. Thirdly, that this has continued circulating the world since that time, and this is all that happened this year. Fourthly, that it was the measures taken that caused more deaths than the disease itself. So these are the primary questions on coronavirus and COVID. Wider questions, why did it happen? It happened because of the convergence between the internet and large corporations grabbing control of data across the world. A battle for cyberspace, which is a battle for the minds and bodies of man, all across the world. Quite functional. I do know two people. I know two people. My colleague died. You what?
Right now in Johannesburg, it's devastating the mental stuff, all the psychological stuff I agree, it's been awful.
Ask yourself this.
The virus is killing people, and the people in the countries, the wealthy countries like the UK, that are vaccinated, I've seen the numbers, and the numbers have gone down. Okay, so there's so
Yes, millions of people have died.
What you're preaching to these people is absolute bullshit.
Wow. The BS card was just called.
Except for the slander at the end, if we accepted your argument, it doesn't follow that the conclusions you draw are those. Let me explain why. Let me explain why. Let's go back to your theory. You're saying the virus is real, the virus is deadly, look at South Africa. You could say that about one corner of the world.
One example, go look in South America. It's devastating countries. And you're making light of it because you have the comfort of living in a rich country where the vaccination has actually worked.
Actually, the death rate in Britain from and with COVID is way higher than South Africa. Way in Britain, way higher than South Africa. Now
it's a bigger population of people in Britain.
It's a higher percentage of the population die.
When they didn't have the vaccine, now that they're having the vaccine.
Leave the vaccine out of it for the minute. Let's just discuss the virus first. Vaccine we can discuss in a couple of minutes.
So you're acknowledging it's very deadly.
First, if you're going to make, if you're going to make a scientific model of something.
Oh, congratulations to Harry and Megan.
Let's say the R rate of 2, bang, 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 it keeps going up. And then you say, I'll tell you one second, honest I will. And then you say, 20% of them get ill, 4 or 5% seriously ill, 1% or 0.36%, 0.27% die. Right? That's the calculation, now we know, right? From the data. Now, that's one calculation on one factor of many factors in the world affecting our lives. One illness. Now, what I'm saying is this, add in one added factor. So here you've got one method, you've got a chart, you've got analysis, you've got scientists, you've got doctors, you've got everything, all pumping the numbers in about COVID. On television, it's all they talk about. In the news, the government, the whole country must be controlled. It's all COVID. Okay, another guy comes along, he's a cancer specialist. He says, I'm going to make a chart of cancer and the effect of COVID measures on cancer treatment. And then I measure, one second. Here you have the chart of exponential rise in cases, rise in deaths, spike, down, up, down, and seasonality. South Africa, like Europe, has a seasonal coronavirus. Now, cancer, we know there's so many people should have received scanning and treatment. Did not receive scanning. How many of them are going to die 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years early? It's calculated in the autumn about 20,000 in the UK, I believe the figure was. Now, that's 20,000. So surely you can have some balance between these two charts, so that you say, okay, we're prepared to take a certain number of this if we reduce the number of this, or we're prepared to take a higher number of this, which change to that, right? Where there's a correlation. Now, someone comes along and talks about COPD. and brings their chart along. Someone else comes along and says, what about pneumonia? That's not treated in Africa. And then they come along. What about malaria treatment? That treatment also comes in. If you're going to use the most extreme calculations, what they call worst case scenario. You've heard that a lot this year, haven't you? Worst case scenario. 500,000 dead. Dr. Neil Ferguson's factory of fear. So how do you actually, if you're going to use worst case scenario, add in worst case scenario for everything else that could happen, then okay, you can use that method. But no such worst case scenario planning was done for anything except COVID. In other words, the hospitals in Britain were totally destroyed. In the name of saving the NHS, they totally destroyed it. A friend of mine works in Bristol at hospital. You're telling us what we know, though. Yeah, you're telling us what we know. Well, actually, we don't know it.
Bunch of rubbish.
The data issue. I was mentioning the data. From next month, all your data from the NHS.
And here in the rest of the park, it's quite quiet.
All your data.
But over there is all the noise. Let's go back.
Virus that has been in circulation probably for millennia.
Exactly what I was thinking. Oh my God. I could have spent all day just rebutting what he was saying. Let's see what's at this table. We got some Jews and Muslims, it looks like. Not many likes, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Back to Alex.
It's fine, but I'm reading in English now. I'm going to read it to you in Greek.
Yeah, I just want to add one thing, because we're talking about if the spirit can be interpreted as a prophet, right? Okay, wait. If you go to 1 John chapter 4, verse 1, and you read the entire context, it's talking about false prophets, and literally the first verse, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see if they are from God. Because many false prophets have gone out into the world.
Exactly. Hang on. So false. I mean, yeah, that's precisely the point of discussion. Yeah. So the fact that false prophet, and spirit.
No, I'm saying prophet.
That means that the word spirit can refer to a prophet. No.
Yes.
So, as someone who knows Greek, I can tell you there is no use of the word pneuma.
No.
There's no use of the Greek word pneuma, which means spirit, anywhere in the corpus of Greek literature. As far as I'm aware, anyway. God the Greek is on you to give me an example.
Yeah, but you
That's true. The Orthodox Jews are quite good at that.
Do you believe the New Testament corpus were written by Hebrews?
Yes, for the most part.
Okay. So,
okay, we'll go on to that in a second. Just for the largest purposes, I just want to read Greek of John 16.
Yeah, but what I just wanted to say throughout I haven't got the references on me. While you guys are talking, I want to see if I can find it. But I'm telling you, in Judaism and in Islam, the similarities that they have is spirits can also mean prophets. And I want to see if I can find them in the Talmud and the Mishnah.
Not in Greek.
No, but these are Hebrews writing it, bro.
Okay, so in Greek it says «Επίφωλα εφών λέγει», στο αρμενικό της έτσι, αλλά που γίνεστε απάντησεν, είναι που στο πέρα. Ποτάντε εκείνος το πνεύμα της αληθείας. So when he comes, it says a different word to word, εκείνος, το πνεύμα της αληθείας. Okay? So it explicitly says it's a spirit, not a prophet.
Okay, that's what I'm understanding. They say when
It's an objective fact about the Greek. The word nephilim is never used to refer to God.
the spirit of truth, giving the quality of the he. So the he is the spirit of truth. Yes. So it cannot be the he spirit and then no, because if you understand the English language, you know how it's written in English. Yeah, no, but it's meant for us to understand what is written. Yes. They say he, the spirit of truth. Yeah. So if I understand you, the spirit of truth, you are the spirit of truth. Yeah. Okay? So I'm describing who you are. So you are the spirit of truth. So he, the spirit of truth. That's the English language. You understand?
Yeah. It says the same thing.
Yeah. So it's so different. It's reading.
I went the other way. I only eat. I always like experimenting with my diet, so I tried that. It went well initially.
Someone is shouting, yes. It's the Shia and the Shia and the Sunnis are shouting.
Why are you shouting at that lady, man? Keep your voice down when you talk to her.
She just came from nowhere.
Why you?
She just came from nowhere. This is typical. Brother, listen to me. Why? Where does it say? Because it's a lady. Stop giving me all the same nonsense.
Are you Muslim?
What's your definition of Muslim? Bro, listen, come. Me and you will have a chat, bro.
No.
You're more on the level. You speak to your sister, yeah, and tell her why she's talking to me a certain way. She's not even listening to anything. She's not even listening to anything else.
No, he's bigger than her.
My sunnah. Brother, listen to me. My sunnah.
He told her many times.
He said, I've got sunnah. I follow the sunnah of Rasulullah and Ahl al-Bayt.
What was you saying so
Brother, look, if I say my Quran, does the Quran become mine?
Your sunnah.
My sunnah. Brother, you're not even making sense. Look, I'm not gonna take anything you say.
معاوية رضي الله عنه.
لعنة الله رضي الله لعنة الله لعنة الله تجيك. لعنة الله معاوية لعنة الله يا
I don't understand the meaning.
Okay, let's go below that. Did I say what's Muhammad? Let's go below that. Let's go below that. Let's go. Okay, he, the spirit of truth. Okay, the spirit of truth comes.
Uh-oh, what's going on here?
Listen to me. You don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. Let me ask you a question.
I like
no, I mean, like
it. That's the only pros of being a Shia.
It's like this is stereotype.
You're back for more. You're back for more.
What's the problem?
I'm asking about Mutter. What's your interpretation?
Listen, why are you trying to ask about Mutter?
Why didn't you answer the question? Why didn't you answer the question?
Because I have to know what you're looking for.
But you're being defensive. You're being defensive. Okay, I'll come out first. I perceive it to be prostitution.
Are you a Sunni?
I'm Christian, mate.
Christian.
Yeah.
So So you do
Stop
zina.
answering
You
my
know what
question.
zina is?
Stop
Do you know what
answering.
zina is?
Why do you keep asking the question? Why don't you answer the question?
I think.
What is
I
mutter?
think
What is
You're a
mutter?
hypocrite.
What is mutter? I'm
and
not.
you already know something.
No.
And you are waiting for me to answer you so you can say
One question.
No. We see this stuff. Everyone knows this.
Well, isn't it?
Look, it's like going to a Wahhabi or a Salafi and asking them.
I'm asking you a very straightforward question. What is mutter?
That's how you have a discussion, right? That's how you have a conversation.
It's from the Quran.
But it sounds like prostitution.
There we go.
To any rational.
Quran.
Yeah, but to any.
You deny Ahlul Bayt. When I said this from the Quran, some people.
Why are you shouting?
As a typical,
Why are you shouting?
I'm exposing you.
You're not exposing me for anything.
It's a way to feel powerful.
I'm asking. I'm being very civil. Asking you a simple question, and you keep shouting and turn your back on me. So why don't we have a conversation? No, but why don't we have a conversation, a rational conversation? And I can explain why I think it's prostitution. So I can say I think that it's prostitution, and then you counteract my argument and say it's not because.
You asked a question.
But you didn't ask
You didn't even get an answer, and you gave your opinion. So you're a top to bottom hypocrite
I'm not.
and a liar. Who do you think you are? Judging.
Samuel, nice to meet you.
Listen to me. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
It wasn't nice.
No, it wasn't. Was it?
He asked you one question, but then please answer him.
Okay, I can answer. Yeah.
Nicely. Go on, brother.
Don't shout.
Did I not say it's from the Quran?
Yeah, but I mean, you could say that about a lot of things. You could just say, well, it's from the Quran.
He never asked you where it's from. He never asked you where it's from. He asked you what
I
is it.
say, what is it? Define it.
He never asked you where's it from. You're too frantic.
Look, I can say I'm speaking. I'm trying to explain.
And you're not answering the question.
Let him explain the man.
I don't need you.
I asked you a difficult question and you refused to answer.
I was answering. You don't want to listen. You say I don't want to answer. I want to answer.
We're all listening.
But you're not listening. You have your own opinion. And you're trying to force your view.
Don't judge him. He's allowed to have his opinion. He's allowed to have his opinion.
Are you asking a question to learn, or are you asking a question to judge?
Doesn't matter.
What difference does it make? He asked a question.
You're just asking a question. What's the point? I asked you.
Because
I
I'm
asked you again.
curious.
Why are you asking your question?
Okay, he asked you
What's
first.
your understanding?
He asked you a
I need to
question.
know where you're coming from. Where are you coming from?
I told you.
Why are
We
you
can
trying
both
to
shout. We
It
can
makes-
both shout. I told you because I perceive it to be prostitution.
No, he's not. I'm not a
I
child.
see it. I see
It
it as
doesn't-
prostitution.
I'm not a child.
I see it as
It
prostitution.
doesn't make any difference. The reason why he's asking. The rest of us can benefit from the question.
So you're not going to answer the question?
Listen, you can answer yourself. Because no matter.
But I don't know the. I don't know the answer.
Sincere and nice question. What is mutter? He's not asking where it come from. What is it? What are you asking?
This guy
He knows nothing else.
listen to me. You're backing him, yeah?
I'm not backing no one, man.
It's 2 against 1.
I'm not backing no one, man.
2 against 1. You go and teach it.
I'm not taking
No.
You go and teach it.
He's just asked the
We
question.
want to
You
hear.
ask a question, he's already got an opinion.
So what?
Yeah, but you.
There's other people.
No, everybody
He's not-
has an opinion.
He's not.
Everybody has an opinion.
You are mocking.
I'm not mocking.
You are mocking my
I'm
belief.
not. I'm not mocking your belief.
You are.
I'm questioning it. I'm questioning your belief. I'm questioning your belief. You can question. I told you, I'm Samuel.
Samuel,
Yeah.
that does not explain.
Yes, it does.
Why you ask a question?
I'm Speaker's Corner. Anybody can ask you anything.
You will answer him when he answers your question.
But the Batty Boy Muawiyah. He was a Batty Boy in your own books. You follow the Sahih books. Go and read them.
So you're homophobic as
Blah,
well.
blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not.
So why are you calling him a batty boy?
He's a gay guy. A gay guy.
Well, why
How
are
can you call me a homophobe?
Because you just called
when
him a
I
batty
said
boy.
the person was gay.
Take this. This is what you need.
Yeah, that's what you need. It's like saying this
What
is
is
a
that?
tree.
Oh,
If I say this is a tree,
What about you? I just wanted to ask him one specific question.
They're trying to hand him a Christian
Yeah, he
pamphlet.
prefers that one. This confuses Islam.
These people are so brittle. They are. He's yelling and screaming. This guy's a Christian, Stephen. Apparently he's well known in Speaker's Corner. So can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
So I take it you were a speaker here before?
I'm not a speaker, but I've been coming here for a while.
So you sort of know?
Yeah. 3 years.
All right. Do you have a social media channel, or do people just know you from being here? All right.
Kind of interested in, I guess just like asking questions of people.
Yeah. So you're a Christian apologist, basically.
I go to church. I'm not a Christian apologist.
Okay.
It's just between me and God. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What about you?
I'm just filming. I find it interesting. On the whole thing. This is my second time.
All right, so you're brand new.
I'm brand new. I've seen it on YouTube, but now I'm seeing it in person. So I live in London. I actually, yeah, I live not far from here. So.
You know what I'm saying? It's surprised to see what I find is, I don't want to generalise with Muslims. I don't want to say.
Yeah, but he's a Shia.
He's a Shia.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the Shias don't agree with his point on Muslims.
Ah, okay.
Because it's a very fractional.
You said it's prostitution.
I said it's prostitution.
And with this,
said it's temporary marriage, but it's temporary marriage for like 2-3 days, as far as I understand it, which is why I'm asking.
No, my understanding is, from what I've read about it, is that the term can vary depending on the contract.
But I find that with a lot of Islam.
Yeah.
You know, I remember speaking to you before. I recall you saying that you were talking about whiteness.
Okay.
You know, and you were saying at that point that you are a white nationalist and that you are European. And
No, I said
No, not just this. Was it with the early Christians when they lost the ending of the Gospel of Paul? No. Go home. I beg you. No, we're changing the subject. I'm proving to you that this there has to be a definition of who is God and who is
not. Oh, Bob is here.
The church is still here. There's votes. There's votes. There's votes. There's votes. We are not beaten. Do not believe the lie.
The church is triumphant. What did you chant?
Deus Vult. Latin for God wills it. Crusaders used it against Islam.
Crusaders used it against Islam?
Yeah.
And what is it called?
Deus Vult.
Deus
God
Vult.
wills it, yes.
God will?
God wills it. Deus Vult.
Oh, God wills it?
Yes, Deus
Oh, okay, Deus Vult.
Yeah.
And what language is that?
Latin.
Oh, Latin.
Where are you from, sir?
From London.
Oh, local?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
No, I'm Liverpool. But I came
Oh, Liverpool. You like this?
It's good fun.
Yeah.
So the next topic, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to talk about is about a brief history of identity in Europe. I've done this topic in the court before, but we messed up the recording, so I'm going to have to do it again. So, guys, a brief history of identity.
So what's the point of chanting that now?
Oh, it's just like Christian cheerleading.
Oh, okay.
European identity was a religious identity. Christians organized their society, the loci of organization was religion. It organized academia, it organized art, it organized politics, it organized economics, it organized the institutions of our society. And it did this for over 1,000 years until a time called the Reformation. At the Reformation, there was a civil war so devastating that it killed tens of millions of Christians as Christian fought Christian, Protestant against Catholic, and millions of Christians died. This traumatized Europe so much that it searched for a new way to organize society. This gave birth to an intellectual project called the Enlightenment, in which we sought to reorganize society along the lines of reason and rationality, and to organize the politique and the economy along the lines of the nation state. And this is where we get our sense of being a nation state from. And this continued from the late 1700s until the early 1900s. And then an event happened that we call World War I. And that was quickly followed by a Second World War. And these two wars, which really should be understood as one war, so traumatized Europe that Europe began to search for another way to organize society. And it began to suppress and to get rid of the idea of national identities. And it sought to reorganize society, its culture and politics and economics along the ideas of the self. This idea that the ego is God, that I am my own God, unquestionable in my authority. And so if I say to you, I am a woman, you can't argue with me. And if you do, you're guilty of a social blasphemy, you're guilty of hate speech. We have moved from a religious identity to a national identity to the identity of the self. No, this move to the self is described by sociologists as post-modernity.
Post-modernity.
Because the meta-narrative
Slim loves that.
has been replaced. The meta-narrative that governs cultures have been replaced with petty narratives in which each of us are encouraged to form our own.
La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah.
Hello, you should go and tell this. You should go and tell this. Put your hands like this.
I'm the right colour, yeah.
Yeah.
Just need the hair.
I'm going to turn you upside down.
But look at this way as well. It's about being dependent and independent. Now, we believe God is independent. He can't be dependent on something. Yeah. So we earth and that, like, the earth is dependent on something. We are dependent. And do you not think that God should have those sort of attributes?
Maybe the universe by necessity requires power, requires intelligence, requires independence.
In a way, sorry, in a way, you
make the universe, you also need requirements. For example, power. It is you need intelligence to figure out out there. You need to not be restricted by time and space, because time and space which started with the Big Bang. You need to be independent in the universe. So these things are a must. And it's not things that we are imposing because we believe in God. They're a reality. Just like it's a reality that you need an intelligent human being to make this, right? You need something intelligent and powerful to create it. So if there is an intelligent creator, and there is evidence as objective that a prophet got revelation from that entity, then it becomes binding. Why? Because then what it says is true, absolutely true by default, right? So we have to abide by it, because if there is consequences, it will happen. If there is reward, it will happen, right? So that's our view as Muslims. Let's first examine the claim. Is it from God? If it's from God, we follow it. We have objective evidence. If it's not from God, we don't have to follow it. Right? Simple as that. We're not saying to anyone, you have to become Muslim. Did I ever say that? No. What we're saying is look at the evidence. They're objective, they're convincing. Anyone who's open-minded and sincere like you, believe you're very sincere, believe you're open-minded. If the evidence you see is objective, as I was describing it, and you said very interesting, I can give you 27 predictions.
I believe you. I believe you, but I don't have the time.
Yeah. Can I give you just a video before you go? Can I put the video on YouTube on your phone? A video. I want to show you a video with predictions, because you don't have time for me to tell you the predictions. You just watch it, it will give you the references, and it'll give you some of the predictions, right? Watch it, and then you come to the conclusion. When you read the Quran, that's my advice, right? Quran, Allah says He does not reveal the Quran for us to read it. He revealed the Quran specifically, obviously to read it, we read it, but to ponder, reflect. Meaning what? I read the verse and I say,
I try to reflect quite everything.
Okay, yeah, that's excellent. That's excellent.
I hope so.
Excellent. I can see that you. So just take my point, which is watch these evidences that we're giving you. If they are true as we're saying they are, right? Then we follow where we find the truth, we follow it. Whether it was in Islam, I would. Whether in Christianity, I would. In Judaism, I would. It's not. The Quran says, do not just follow what you're born with. Chapter 5, verse 104. It says, do not just. What if your forefathers did not know? What if they were not guided? Don't just say, I'm born in this religion, therefore I follow it. That's why we study Christianity, we study Judaism, we study other religions. We know what they believe. Because we're looking for the truth. We have to be objective and open-minded when it comes to the truth. But once we reach the truth becomes binding on us. Then this is really what's objective, right and wrong, because it's coming from an objective source, right? It's coming from an all-wise theology. So I don't want to keep it for a long time. I'll just give you the videos. Has the German, yeah? I'm saying it has the
German keyboard, yeah.
Bear in mind that God is also transcendent from the universe, which means that God is not, for example, formed by atoms. He created atoms, He created space. So when somebody asks me, for example, where is God, that is actually is wrong, linguistically speaking, because the universe is space, time, and matter. So I'm sure scientifically can know.
We do believe Allah is above His creation, because being above your creation is an attribute of perfection, right? Someone being above is perfect than a being who is not below, right? From above someone, whether his status is Allah, not a human being. Yeah?
It depends on how imperfect the creation is.
Yeah, I mean, so this is the.
But if it's not in space, it's not above.
Whenever you have time,
when we say, at least what I believe, the universe created space.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. So if you believe it's outside of space, then it's not above.
The problem is we go back to our home country.
No, because above is a spatial dimension. You see.
I 100% agree. That's why technically the word above, it depends on the semantics.
It's better to say outside. Yeah.
But in a sense, it's like saying Bill Gates.
You're a good
Because he
speaker.
created
No, I know.
Microsoft.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
inside the binary code.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
he
yeah.
created the software. It is not
No, I see what he's
logically
saying. You could say superior or something.
Boss, thank you very much.
Was a good
Pleasure.
thing.
It was a pleasure talking to both of you.
Yeah.
You want my number? If you have any questions, if you're not coming back, you want
I will never
Okay, yeah,
call.
that's okay. Yeah, no problem.
So it was very interesting.
Huh?
I will never.
Okay, that's
no,
okay.
I'm really. I'm not texting with a lot with my friends or family. Or whatever. I know that for sure. So to be honest.
I'm just happy you allowed us to have this interaction. That's enough.
No,
and I hope we didn't say anything offensive. I apologize if we did. If we said anything
No,
offensive.
I hope so too.
No, you were completely.
I try to be a nice guy.
You try as well. Try.
Yeah, you did. You did actually.
Thank you guys for your time. Sorry to stop you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, absolutely. After we close the camera.
Okay, it's a very quick question.
Okay, so you have SAM. SAM. Can I show you? I'll just show him on his phone. It's easier.
Happy Sunday.
Sam?
He does seem very nice,
yeah,
actually.
Sam Dawa or Dawan?
Sam Dawa.
Sorry? Dawa.
It's H at the end.
Means invitation. The word
Is the last letter A?
We're inviting people to Islam. That's what we do. We speak
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we do. We're inviting you as well.
I'm proud being on YouTube. It's the first time, mate.
Thank you guys.
Hey,
I'll discuss. It's different videos, so I want to discuss it.
So I think. Yeah. So if you don't want to answer because.
I want to answer.
No. Well, you don't know what the question is yet because.
Can you take your please? Thank you.
Maybe the question is too personal, or you don't want to answer it for any reason. But my question is actually about your button. Yeah.
The
So
badge.
yeah. So is like why would you be exempt from wearing a face covering?
If you have a personal condition, breathing condition.
Okay, so it affects your breathing.
It affects your breathing. You cannot breathe with a mask. They will give you.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons.
I was just curious.
No problem. It's okay.
All right. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
All right. So there you go. Sam Dawa. His button said he's exempt from wearing a face mask. So he's not wearing a face mask.
Everyone, there wasn't a prophecy about specific person.
I thought you like
It's not. I don't believe it's government issued. I think, but I have seen other people wear this button. But it's presumably based on some sort of government guidelines that say that people with certain conditions are not required to wear masks. That's the second time I've seen somebody wearing that button since I've been here.
So what? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the supremacist culture that I am warning you about. Right, Bob?
There's Bob.
Then it is okay for them, the Islamists, not all Muslims, but the Islamists, believe that they can affect you and you have to stop it up. But if you affect them, it should be considered a hate crime. Wait,
So Sam.
No camera, please.
Okay.
My name is not Sam.
Oh, sorry.
Muhammad. It's his channel, not mine.
I'm sorry, Mohammed. Yeah, I
have
thought
a
it might
channel
be
called the
Mohammed,
Muslim
'cause
Lantern.
That's what I wanted. That was my question.
Yeah, no problem. It's called the Muslim Lantern. The lantern, the ancient lighting. Yeah.
Muslim Lantern.
Yes.
Okay. Is the thought part of it?
That. Or just type Muslim Lantern. Muslim Lantern.
I should find it.
Muslim Lantern. You
Okay.
will find it if you type either way.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you.
no problem.
So he has his own channel, if you're interested. Oh, what's going on over here? People are singing and dancing.
are so good. Almighty God, hallowed be thy name. Your dominion is forevermore. Adonai, Adonai, we worship.
Everybody's dancing. Euro is dancing.
This is the fruits of the Antichrist spirit. Adonai, El Shaddai, Elohim, Yahweh.
No. As in the next half an hour. I'm not judging. You know,
The young one, what's his name?
No, 65:4. Leave that behind. So you read that. Christian is someone who leaves behind his past life, ventures out into a new life. That's what Christian is. Does that make it simple for you? We don't intend to sin. We don't like sinning. We would much rather even lay down our lives than sin. That's our attitude. You appreciate that? Yeah. Good. That's the thing. Now, for Christians like us, Jesus says, I have died for you. According to the Mosaic law, there ought to be sacrifices. When there are sins, there ought to be sacrifices. That's not the only reason, but that's one of the reasons.
Too late by then, my friend. If you have the Holy Spirit, you wouldn't believe a Bible. If you have the Holy Spirit, you wouldn't believe a Bible that says that. Okay. Let's ask you my question. I haven't asked you. Because you claim when you don't understand. So let's go there after I ask that question. No, before that, I said I'm going to ask the question. So let's Bible speak. Yeah, we will go there. The floor, yeah, we will go there. But you need to answer my question before that. In fact, I'll give you the reference for that. It's in Galatians chapter 3, verse 13.
You don't want to be filmed?
The question I want to ask you, which you said you need to answer, I'm going to answer my question. My question is this.
This is better picture.
Don't mind?
No. Okay. What Jesus? What's he got? What's he got? Jesus, you took the image.
Yes or no?
What's he got?
Yes or no?
What he got? Jesus is but I don't know what he made. What was?
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Look at this picture. You answer what? You need to let that influence. But I didn't ask you to. It is really like asking you, do you live in London? And you say, my name is Joe. Okay? So listen to the question. Very important. This is not the church. In the church, you can keep preaching and preaching and preaching, and no one's going to ask you questions. But this is Speaker's Corner. We have something called critical thinking. We utilize this. So my question to you is very simple. Somebody asked, does God die in Egypt? No. Alright, very quick question. Very quick answer. The question once again. Was Jesus on earth God, or was he not God?
No.
Well, let him answer. No, it's fair. Let him answer.
If he wants to ask, we ask the God and
Don't twist.
It's complicated, isn't it? The answer is complicated.
Yeah. The question is good.
Sounds like it's going to be a long answer.
trainer, and I look like all the specs and everything.
I don't know how Streamlabs does that.
Indirectly, via proxy, whether you know it or not.
Why? You just shut. You just shut. Right, it turned into debate.
How many people ask me this question? Not a single person has guessed why I shot.
Because we're wondering.
I want to learn soon enough, and then I start listening. I follow the akhlaq of the prophets.
Really?
Let me see you already. Let me continue. I'm actually.
He doesn't handle interruptions very well.
Let him continue. So
I'm not saying nothing. God.
one of the first, the most. Soon enough, you find out.
I think it's shitty.
He is.
It is shitty, isn't it?
Yeah, he is.
And he shouts a lot. It's quite confrontational.
He
So I
shouts a
wonder
lot,
why he shouts.
and he gets very agitated very easily.
Very quickly. Do you know what it is? When somebody psychoanalyzes people, yeah, a lot, right? I'm just wondering as to why. Is he under stress? Does he have a condition?
Someone earlier just asked him one question. It wasn't even a debate.
Blows up.
He just said, "What does this mean?"
Yeah.
And he went nuts, and he wouldn't answer the question. And he says, "Well, can you just answer the question?" And then he said, "You're a hypocrite and this and that." And all this other stuff.
I just asked him right now. He said, "Guess." I said, "I'm not guessing. I'm not asking you." He hasn't answered my question. Now he's gone.
Yeah, he doesn't answer questions.
So it's literally.
Leave him alone.
I'll leave him be, man.
All right. He shouts a lot. He gets a lot of attention because he's Shia and he upsets the Sunnis. And then we have the Orthodox Jews.
Wherever you find the Torah, they will be identical to the other. According to you, it's been changed. You should be able to find many other different copies, conflicting copies. You won't find a conflicting Torah scroll anywhere in the world.
That is my belief that it has been changed, because there's the reasons.
Thank you, Robert. Nice talking to you.
No, we had the conversation.
What flag? What is that flag? Is that the Revolutionary Guard?
He's a Shia.
That flag there.
He's a Shia.
It's a Shia flag? I think so.
Well, you're Sunni, yeah?
So I heard you just say that there's no Torahs that exist that are different. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Schön.
And even and even historically?
Yes. All Torah scrolls, you can travel the world. Wherever you'll find a Torah scroll, it will be identical to the other.
So there you go. No textual differences in Torahs is his claim. Something that cannot be said of the Bible and cannot be said of the Quran. So quite interesting. Nice day. It is actually quite a nice day. It's 22 degrees and it's partly sunny. They're going to have nice discussions.
How do you want your children to die?
Some of these discussions are quite nice.
Yeah. How would you like them to die? How would you not like them to die?
And look at all these other people just out here to have fun.
How and when would you not like them to die?
Exactly.
And there are people that suffer to make all the shit that you got. All those Nike trainers. There's loads of people that have to suffer just for you to have your... And you probably eat meat, don't you? Meat? Yeah? I only eat meat. You do eat meat? Only meat. Exactly, which makes you basically a murderer and a barbarian. No, it makes me a pervert. Because you're involved... You pay people to rape animals. You pay factory farmers to rape cows. Basically, you're paying for rape and torture and murder. You're full of shit. Right. Bullshit. That's what happens when you eat meat. That's the kind of thing.
Another BS card called.
Okay, he's going to reproduce and he's going to teach his kids to be barbaric bastards. Who cares? Who cares? The animals care. That's who cares. And I care.
How would you like to
So this is a guy who believes that that we should not be bringing children into this world.
Special? So are you special?
I'm special.
Let me see the special.
But she's Muslim.
No, let me see. She says she's special.
Of course I'm special. Pero ¿sabes por qué lo dice? Porque dice que eres negra. I'm
No,
special
no,
as a person and because my soul is beautiful.
Listen.
Because my soul is beautiful. Because I'm a good person. That's why I'm special. No, but he's saying that the dark.
It's not about color. It's about.
You just said that color matters. When I'm just telling you that.
When I say to you about Jesus, I say what color Jesus. Oh, you say so.
So if you want to sit in one of these chairs, here's the cost. So £2 for an hour. Whoa. Sorry. £2 for an £2 for an hour, 3 for 2, 4 for 3, 5 for 4, and $9.50 for all day. Maybe tell me Utopia was a work of fiction and not a documentary. Can you go to the Aldawa and the Jewish gentleman, please? Sure. These Jewish gentlemen? They kind of moved.
Yeah. You've got the soil file, right? Yeah, you've got
They have a politics thing. You have life. They are growing up.
Now, as Muslims, they have to pay zakah, which is a bit more than this. And so what I'm saying, I just want to finish this point. What I'm saying is the same way the Jewish people.
Let's talk. The simple fact is this. The Jewish people never in history had a vision of equality. Okay? Never in history had a vision of converting the world to Judaism. This mindset of the Jewish people had for 1,000 years a land called Israel and Judah.
two countries, and all they wanted, and only that, and that's today. That means is when you say Muslim land, let's not forget it was Muslim.
There is no Muslim land at the moment. Even Saudi Arabia is not Muslim.
But when it was Muslim land, it was Muslim land.
It's a kingdom of puppets. You know, they're not real people.
Would you agree to come protest with us if it was just me and this brother here?
No.
Wait, outside the BBC.
It's not from the
No, we're not going to say that.
No, even without it, I told you that our opposition to Israel, you've got opposition from one perspective, I've got a different opposition.
Outside the BBC highlighting Israel's war crimes against humanity, would you be happy to stand side by side
The
with us?
Israelis say that the BBC is biased toward the Palestinians.
Not just that, it is as a Muslim you will something very interesting. That means if I be defining the same way Muhammad did it, he's not. The same way Abraham did it, the same way I did it. Then for me, as a Jew, because I don't follow the Prophet and I want to know now, from a Muslim I got
Standing side by side outside the BBC studios and
I'm going to highlight one thing. I'm highlighting bias. This should be a public funded broadcaster, and they report news with a bias.
That guy is over there.
I'm not going to testify. But I do challenge BBC reporters.
While holding the Palestinian flag, would you be okay with that?
No, why should I?
Because we're highlighting the injustices that
Yeah, but I've got the problem with BBC in general. It's nothing to do with Palestine.
No, because they're not covering the news stories that are going on in Palestine.
What? Just a minute. Is BBC biased in the Israeli conflict?
Definitely.
In which way?
Pro-Palestinian.
They say the BBC is pro-Israel.
The BBC.
It doesn't get more It doesn't get more.
Put it that way.
It doesn't get more pro-Palestine.
And I'll give you a reason.
We see it. We see.
I just asked him a question. I said, would you come outside the BBC?
That's also true when you have an objective source, right? That both parties think that it's biased in the other direction. So maybe it demonstrates that the BBC is objective.
Exactly. That's always my point. And as he said the very point. The fact, and I always say that the fact that you say it's pro-Palestine, pro-Israel, the Israeli says it's pro-Palestine, shows that they may be objective.
Okay, so can you see with your eyes what it is? Forget what they say.
What do you mean?
Would you say that it's pro-Palestinian?
Yes.
The BBC?
Yes.
Are you finding pro-Palestinian?
I don't believe in Israel, but I find it very pro-Palestinian.
The BBC.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you?
Same goes to Channel 4 and Sky News and the rest.
Can I ask one question?
So why is it when children die on the Palestinian side, the BBC states children have died, but when in Israel children die, they state that they have been killed? Would you say they're pro-Palestinians?
I can bring you many examples of BBC headlines to the opposite.
Look into it.
And when you know what happens? Sometimes you have attacks in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Where a Palestinian man comes with a knife or gun tries to kill people.
Yeah.
And the police shoots him. So they will say Israeli police kill and wherever punished. They won't have the story that he came here trying to kill nothing.
Show me one. I can show you 50 on my phone. Show me one.
While you're looking that up, can I ask you one quick?
I want it BBC, Sky News, or Channel 4 is sitting on the fence. Show me BBC. We'll talk about BBC.
So I have a quick question while you're looking it up. Okay, sure.
And it was hard for us. Once it came, there was a book about in the widest field when we were in the radio, when we were across all these lands.
Yeah, you're not in video. You're not in video.
And for that,
right, I've got to go, man.
We had a very hard time.
I've got to go.
Idol worship.
You're struggling.
The message of spread over 1.5 billion people. And the fact is, when I come
He's struggling. He just said he was going to show me an article that shows that BBC are pro-Palestinian. I said to him the BBC are pro-Israeli, and I can show you hundreds of articles where they use...
Yeah, but...
No. See, now he wants to take my number.
In front of me.
He can't show me.
Yeah, but what's wrong with that? So give him some time.
Because I can pull out my phone now and show him an article where the BBC call
children that die in Israel, they say killed by Palestinians, and the children that die in Palestine, they say they died.
Right? He has your number?
You can't show me, and you can't show me one, and you won't find
But if he can show you,
won't
but
find
he'll
it.
either show you one later or he won't.
Show me an article. Show me an article. Show me an article where in BBC tells
He said he's going to send it to you.
Okay, the Palestinians, get killed and the Israelis die by the BBC.
I'll tell you what.
I can show you 100.
I'll tell you the different people killing each other because of God bastard. BBC what? There is no God. God is.
Can I ask you a quick? Wait, can I ask you one quick question before you go?
Yes.
Because just earlier you said you don't believe in Israel. So what do you mean by that?
I believe in the Jewish history in Israel. I believe in
the future of
that Israel is the promised land for the Jewish people. I believe that Jews have a right to return to Israel and they will eventually return. But the time will come, they will return when the Messiah.
So it's wrong for Israel to exist now, is what you're saying?
The way the Israeli government is set up now, it's not a religious state, and it's before the Messiah comes. I don't agree to that.
Okay, thank you. Well, the guy that has the most consistent crowd is the Shia.
احمد اسكت احمد
قالت لك الغازات جت الغازات
ضغط باليوم سيرة الحسين ضغط لا تدخل مالك قال يا رسول الله يعني ما تقدر تقول ابو الله يا احمد يا الله يا احمد يا احمد يا الله يا احمد انت عليك سؤال يا الله يا احمد يا الله يا
احمد The imams of Ahl al-Bayt are for everyone. You're asking questions.
And you're not answering. And you're not answering. You're not answering.
He's trying to act like me. He's trying to act like me. You know when you're trying to act like me? You know when you're trying to act like me? Look.
Why are you both?
Look. Ask your best friend here. You're gonna get blood. You're trying to act like me. You wanna act like me. You wanna act like me. You want to speak like me? You want to do it?
Why are you both shouting?
يعني موزة هاي موزة على موزة على موزة.
What's up with the banana?
يبي له عرق يبي لك عرق بعرق.
شيلة سعودية. هذه الموزة. يقول له خذ العلم بتاعك. أحمد أقطع.
بلاش عمك قال يقول له خذ العلم بتاعك. ما ادري مضغوط هذا شاف الراية ضغط. فيك ضغط.
تطلب في اسرائيل يا عم زله هذا انا من 16 هذا 4 الصباح معليش تل ابيب 7 years في تل ابيب هذه نجيبوا محطط هذا تالي يهضر معاك قل له you're not educated. Do you think you are educated? You are not. You are a beggar. That's what you are. Kaya. What do you do in Labra Grove? You're selling drugs in Labra Grove. I sell drugs and I'm proud of it. You're selling drugs. يا حبيبي
People are just joking. What are you making a deal?
This is
Just joking.
They don't look like they're joking to me.
Don't you make videos, please?
I can make videos.
Don't make videos. I'm telling you, bro. Just in some respect, please.
I will praise you, Lord. Hallelujah.
I'm not here to hammer on.
Yeah, that is bad.
There's a good conversation going on where Al-Dawi is in the middle section. Okay, I'll look for that. Thank you, Marco. Can you pick anything they are saying, Euro? Yeah, they were just, the last one, they were just sort of insulting each other, just personal insults.
You can see them now in Iran, in Morocco, and everywhere. Listen. You use the word of religion of your prophet. That's why. No, that's what it is.
Sorry. You say most of what expelled. I'm from Morocco.
No, ask him. Did they believe of their life and their land before? Balfour, you know, the English guy who says, I will find the land for them. They told me. So why are you guys kicking out of the country? Why they Europe again? You can tell me. Answer my question. Why did they want to get all the country? Why did they fight the why did they get I'm gonna ask you. Can I say? So why did you find your land abroad? You're talking about military. Why did you find your land to do a military thing? Okay. When?
Romans.
They're Jewish people. Okay, no, I don't know.
The land of the Romans came, they conquered it, they then changed the name.
No, fine.
They changed the name after the Romans came to Palestine. The land of Israel was colonized and occupied by different kingdoms. It wasn't called Palestine. The Romans changed the name to Palestine.
No, what?
Then the British mandate, and now the British mandate
What did you do?
decided to give it back to the indigenous.
Why don't you fight them? No. Why you don't fight the Romanian? No. You want to talk like this? You fight the people who fight you and get you out. You said.
Why not fight American? Why don't you fight American?
2,500 years, the Romanian get you out of there. So why you didn't fight them?
Why not fight American? Akhi, why not fight American? Why not fight American? You ran away, you come in here.
They were indigenous to the land. The Jewish people are indigenous to the land. If the Jews are called Judah, Jews because of Judea, which is the area in the land that's called Judea now. That's the Jews are called Jews because they came from Judea. That was the Judean area. Now, the Jews went back to that land. It never was the Palestinian state ever. Tell me a time when there was a distinct Palestinian identity, Palestinian culture, Palestinian leaders, Palestinian rulers. There never was.
No, there is.
And in fact, ask why in 1965 was there no campaign
Why are you telling
by
lies?
Gaza
Why are you talking
or by
too much?
West Bank?
Why are you talking too much? You said giving me. And then I said no. You have a government.
No, you have not answered that question. Answer that question. Why in 1965, 2 years before 67, there was no campaign by West Bank to have independence because it was under Jordan. There was no campaign by Gaza to have independence. It was under Egypt. They didn't want independence because there were no Palestinian people. The Arab people, they were part of Jordan. Answer that question. Simple question.
There is a guy called Ali ibn Sharif. He was leading that area of Palestine all.
In a local council.
Yes, and he's relative, a king of Jordan. Okay, listen, and then because of you get out the Turkish people, you know, the Ottomans out of Iraq and Syria and Jordan, and then British came and they have their hand on this land, and then they brought you back to Palestine. And Palestine, if you go back to their land, you will find each Palestinian have not only from 60, they have only from 20 and before the century, their land is in their name. Who did write their land or their houses in their name? They are in Arabic languages, and ruled by Iraqi, what do you call it, Palestinian judge. Only occupied by English, only occupied by English. And where were you? You were outside, and they have their land. And you have no country, wait, you have no country, okay, to sit in the United Nations. Who are you to the United Nations rule the Jewish and find them a land? Where is your chair before 1948 in the United Nations to speak about you? United Nations only for countries. What did they find you a land? Because America and England, they rule the law of Balfour to find you a land. And you told the people we are suffering of burning. They killing us, and then they brought you. Why? Huh?
Okay, you know you're talking about
and don't talk about 2,500. Don't talk about 1 century. Shame on you if you talk about a history of religion.
Shame on me, I did not mention religion. See, that's what
you did.
No, I didn't.
You did. You said
there was a Jewish kingdom.
Yeah.
Jewish.
Yeah. Jewish. Yeah, you said Jewish.
The Jews are a race and religion. They're not religion.
No. Why? No. Why what's the relation? What's the relation between you and the Roman?
Can you stop
shouting? No, you said. Why are you talking about religion and you say I'm not talking? What's the relation between Roman and Jewish?
Your opening is to listen. What Jewish is the Jewish people are family, tribes, and also religion. There are two things in one. It's such a difficult concept. We have a shared religion and a shared tribe or genealogy. The shared bloodline and a shared religion. Now it's true that people can convert. If you want to become Jewish, you can become. But these are all a minority of the people. The vast majority of people who have their bloodlines in one family. So Jews are genealogy, they are a line, a bloodline, a family, tribes, a group of tribes, and they are religion.
They brought them from Africa and everywhere.
Now you're talking about Arabs living in we call Palestinians living for centuries. There's a load of excuse me, it's not true. Because the population in that area, in what was then known as Palestine, doubled and tripled roughly 100 years ago when Jews started to come, and they started to, that was before the state of Israel, when there was just the idea of Zionism. You had people coming up and opening the colonies. They started to cultivate the land, and you had many Arabs from other countries, from the surrounding countries coming in. Go back 200 years ago, and there was nowhere near this kind of population.
Where were you?
Where were you or all the Arabs? They also were not there. I
told you.
The Arab population doubled and tripled as well.
I told you.
So the people are coming in. Most of these people do not have lines.
Well, I told you centuries.
No, they do not have
where they brought the names of their land. How did they make that
Some
contract?
have,
The sea.
others don't. Okay, but some have their family going back centuries. Most of the Arabs now in the state of Israel.
What the Osmanis was doing? What the Osmanis was doing in Palestine? The Osmanis, Ottomans. What they are doing? They rule a country. The country without people or with people?
Did they?
So how many years? Wait. How many years? How many years? Yeah. See, he put himself in trouble. How many? No,
listen to me. There were Arab people living there. There were Arab people. That's what I keep saying.
Yeah.
Palestinians.
How many?
How are they Palestinians? Was there ever Palestinians?
So why you say there is no Arab?
He's answered already. He's answered it.
And doesn't answer the question. When? Just tell me the year.
Yeah.
What years? When was the distinct Palestinian identity? When was the Palestinian state ruled by Palestinian leaders? When? Just tell me when.
Let's
the
put
year.
this.
Just tell me the year.
I told you. I told you
When?
that what do you call the Osmanis? I forget.
Ottomans were not Palestinians.
Ottomans is not Palestinian, but they rule Palestine with their people inside. Are you trying to tell lies like what you tell the people that United Nations lies?
So when was there a Palestinian state? Ever?
You know
Was there ever?
You know the question you're asking right now.
Listen, I'll give you another example. The Ottoman Empire ruled Albania. In Albania,
For 500 years.
In Albania, there was land called Kosovo. That's where I'm from, Kosovo. We've just now, in 2008, become a country. Before then, 1912, he was ruled by the Ottoman Empire. 1912, he was freed of the Ottoman Empire. But just because they was ruled by the Ottoman Empire does not mean that there was not Albanians. And also to that, do you know what?
So where is your religion came for? Moses, who's came for? There is a people in that country, in that land. What are you talking about? You're talking about 2,000 and only Jewish.
I'm a race of Albanians. We're Albanians. But when you ask me where I'm from, I'll say I'm Albanian from Kosovo. Same way I might ask this man, he's an Arab from Iraq. This man might be an Arab from Palestine. The other might be an Arab
But there was a distinct Albanian culture, identity.
No, I'm talking about Kosovo. Kosovo is specific. Also a country now as well. Basically, the Serbs tried to do the same thing what the Israelis are trying to do to Palestine.
Was there ever Kosovo people? I'm not familiar.
Kosovo, yeah, we come from way before.
Exactly.
Illyrians. We have a long history.
Be honest. Say it. It's okay.
We came back. No, we came back.
What do you mean?
You know when
Who agreed to have stuff back?
The Palestinians themselves agree. Did they agree?
It was in the original partition plan. The Palestinians and the Jews.
The Palestinians agreed to give some land to the Israelis.
Most of the places where the Jews lived. In fact, not most
That's
of
a game. You know this game.
Every single place where the Jews lived before the state of Israel started, they had actually paid for these houses. Every single one. There was no, they hadn't conquered anything before 1948.
Yeah,
all the Jews living there. All the Jews living in
That's like America giving back the land to the Native Americans. Why don't they do that?
Of course they do.
They do. Of course they do. They give reparations, my friend. They don't give the land back.
There are something
Why don't they give the whole of America?
Yes, settlements. You had your settlements and you took the piss.
Because most of it wasn't popular.
My friend, you had your settlements.
You had your settlements. The name, I've got the word.
Actually, it wasn't very
areas that belong to them, that have their own laws. In fact, all the
You had your settlements.
are of these Native American
My
areas.
friend, you had your
They're not
settlements.
subject to US law.
You had your settlements in 1948.
How did they have
Them settlements have now grew.
How do we have these settlements?
Was it not agreed upon?
No, it was fought. Before 1948, there were Jews living in Israel, in Palestine, yeah? It was then Palestine. Yeah? How did they get
Jesus live everywhere, yes.
There are many Jews before 1948, before the state of Israel was announced, yeah?
Why have the settlers, okay, How much land did they have in 1948? Okay, my friend, I want to ask you, and then, how much land did you have in 1948? The settlers. How many settlements did you guys have in 1948? And the Palestinian people. How many settlements did you have in 1948? No idea. Was it as many as you have now? Of course not. Right. Because we've grown into what? So you've grown into Palestinians? Wait, you've grown into what? No, don't change my words. What happened in 1948 is that the Jews were attacked. The new state of Israel was attacked by the surrounding areas, and they lost some, they won some. The places where they won was one fair and square in battle, and that's where they established the state. But all the places where the Jews are living, why did they were
you done what the Nazis done. You done what the Nazis done.
Thank you, Marco.
So you done what the Nazis done.
You want the whole of Palestine? You want the whole of Palestine? You want the whole of Palestine? That's what you want?
Yeah, it does. Hitler wanted Europe.
You personally, the people in Israel, Zionists and the Israeli state, they want the whole of Palestine, yes? Listen, the people that are doing what they're doing, they want the whole of Palestine. The people that are doing what they are doing, because that's what I'm saying. The people that are doing what they're doing, the goals to see your people. The people that are doing what they're doing, they want the whole of Palestine. So why are they trying to get the whole of Palestine? How are they not? Are you stupid? So why did it go so much? From 1948 to now? So they've invaded Gaza. They've conquered Gaza. They've invaded the West Bank now. So they've invaded the West Bank. Really? The West Bank is not
just like what Hitler done. You should have finished. Same thing. You should have finished. You're a modern day Nazi.
And I'll say this as well. Are you a man? Are you a man? Are you a man? No, you know what? I need to ask you one question. You're a man. You're a man. By what you believe in. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. You said you're being a coward. You're being a coward. Grab your manhood. Understand that you're a man.
Yeah, it is.
Stand behind what you say, believe in it, and don't be a coward. Don't change. Don't scared to say what you really think. No, you don't.
Really?
You said,
being a coward.
You said
well, I don't think there's any violence. I don't think there's any violence. It's just a debate.
You said that the people that invaded Al-Aqsa, Gaza did not have the right to defend themselves right now. No, because the people that invaded Al-Aqsa are not the people where Hamas and Gaza shot the rocket down. So if there's 100 of him, if there's 100 of you, but out of you 100 that have the same belief, 50 of you raided my house, for example, but I see one of the other 50 that have the same belief as you, I'll kill them. That's support. Even if you're a terrorist.
I'll ask you a question.
As a terrorist.
If he would punch me in the face, could I punch him?
No, not him.
You Muslims, I don't know. You all brown people, Muslims to me.
Did you not hear what I said?
But that's what I'm saying. You're all Jews, man. That's what you're saying. You're all Jews.
No. Did you not hear what I said? I said 100 people, the same belief of what the people did in
Can I ask you two questions? Who are the people who are captive? Is it the IDF? Who installed the IDF in power? Was it the Israeli government? Therefore, they represent Israel. Those terrorist groups you're talking about, they
didn't defend it. Hamas didn't defend themselves. Said it wasn't in defense, it was just in defense.
I'm asking you, who installed the IDF in power? Was it Israel? Therefore, they represent them because they installed them in power. Therefore, if you're saying they're wrong, Israel's government is wrong. Do you agree? Yeah, live by that then. That's what the brothers have. Live by that. You believe that it should be a synagogue?
في واحد الله طلع من الدور اجى بده يتقدم على الناس اللي
No, sit down.
But that's why they changed their industry to corporate tourism. That's it. They didn't see the future. Yeah, I know. The money oil produces.
Oh yeah, that is it. Our Lord Jesus Christ came to this world because of the sinners. He came to the world because of the
Why they losing one? They're losing one. After school, people pretending they come to the party and they see a Shia and you're Shia as well.
Bro, he already said this to me. Terrorist! You're a terrorist bomber! You're a terrorist bomber! What's the Conor McGregor said? You're a terrorist. You can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't make it. You are not here. There you go. What do you mean?
Wait. Allah's already cursed you. لعنة الخميني لعنة الخميني لعنة الخميني لعنة الخميني لعنة الخميني
رافضي
بترك چشم حسود بترك چشم حسود
لعنة الله
بترك اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله It was me. استغفر الله Iran yes Mullah no they are terrorists they must go Iran yes Mullah no they are terrorists they must go Iran yes Mullah no they are terrorists they must go Iran yes Mullah no they are terrorists they must go Go to Khomeini! Go to Khomeini!
Racist! Islamophobe!
Go to Khomeini! Go to Khomeini!
They don't know me, yeah, and they're judging me.
Go to the dictators! Go to the dictators! Go!
Does it look like I care?
Go to the terrorists! Go!
They can say whatever they want about Khomeini. It doesn't make any difference.
لعنة الله على خامنئي.
Why you getting close to me? Why you getting close to me, bro? Keep your 2 meters distance. Get your 2 meters distance.
Coronavirus is over.
Long live Iran. Long live Iran.
Down with Ayatollah.
Care about your question. See, because you don't go and ask your question of your
Down with Ayatollah. Down with Ayatollah. Down with Ayatollah. Down with Ayatollah.
Look at the way they're ganging up. This one wants to attack me from behind. He's touching me. Look at the way they're behaving.
Down with Ayatollah! Death to Khamenei! Down with Ayatollah!
I don't care!
You do, you carry that shit belongs to them!
This is representing Ahl al-Bayt. This has got nothing to do with what these...
And he's the leader of Ahl al-Bayt, isn't he? What is Khamenei's job?
Show the people.
Show your balls if you got any. Show the English
So they called him a spy because he's a British flag.
They call him a spy.
Yeah.
James Bond. James Bond.
Because he's got a British flag.
Yeah, no.
Banamos, put this flag. Put the flag, English flag. Put this is a BBC flag. Put it up. This is a BBC flag in your bag. Put it with this shit.
اصلا هیچی حرف تو سرشون نمیشه انقدر بی‌ناموسه هر چقدر زر میزنه من به تخمم ببین به تخمم
You live in England, you live under universal credit, you receive benefits from the job center, you live all the benefits in this country, and you support the Ayatollah regime in Iran. What a shame! What a shame! How? How Hasud? That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you.
Sorry, that last one.
That's you. That's his education. That's his class. Fuck off. You keep saying Allah and all that shit. Voila.
Bro, I expose this kind of behavior every week.
Iran, yes. Mullahs, no. They are terrorists. They must go. Come on, everybody. Iran, yes. Mullah, no. They are terrorists. They must go. Iran, yes. Mullah, no. They are terrorists. They must go. Iran, yes. Mullah, no. They are terrorists. They must go.
Hey, look at the monkey. He's going to follow me wherever I go.
Down with Khamenei.
I keep moving. He wants to follow me.
I will never follow you. It's shite. I will never fight. You know what?
يا ولد السنة حروم زاده زبون نفر بیشور بیشور بی غیرت آخه تخمم هر خود
You are not worth it. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Well, he got quite spirited there.
It's like they know me. It's like they think that what they're saying is doing something to me. I don't care. What's Khamenei got to do with me? I don't care, bro. I don't care. It's got nothing to do with me.
So that whole thing got diffused just by him moving a few meters away.
He was a homosexual, and you, inshallah, you'll be in hell, getting bombed by them. And come on. Inshallah, you give your listening.
This guy's going back for more.
Of course, if he will take the Lord in his heart, and he will
معاوية 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 رضي الله عنه ورضوا عنه لعنة الله عليه ورضوا عنه. You know he was gay, yeah?
What happened?
Do you know why I'm talking?
That was exactly the same.
Excuse me, can I ask you a question?
Alhamdulillah, I'm still like, you know what you to do?
Okay.
You want to check?
Yeah, cool. I mean, we're not here for this at all. We're here. No. So
I'm an atheist.
You're just here for the park.
yeah, we were here for walking around the park. It's been into last week. So
not
we're
at this
here
park.
for that. Yeah, so we're actually just walking around, just making sure
Do they
everyone's
usually have
safe.
police for Speaker's Corner?
Normally, it's normally pretty peaceful. It's normally people have their say.
Spirited,
And then,
yeah.
and then
All right.
there's not normally any need for the police to be here. So.
Okay, well that's good to know. That's quite interesting. All right, thanks so much.
That's all right.
All right, so there was police here today and last week. I thought they were here for Speaker's Corner, but apparently they're not here for Speaker's Corner. They just happen to be standing around here. That's what she told me at least, so that's quite interesting. I do have to agree that from what I've seen these last 2 weeks, even though people get very passionate and spirited, they do avoid, violence or fisticuffs or anything like that. They just basically yell at each other when it gets bad, and when it's good, it's just discussions. Let's see what's going on here.
The funny thing is that here, they don't get down to their own deed anymore. They're trying to badmouth ourselves. What kind of
What is your problem? I have no problem either. I'm just trying to ask spiritual. Allah couldn't even bless himself. Allah couldn't even help Ali Dawa to answer the holes in the narrative. Please boycott me. Boycotting me will help you. Boycotting me will help you on the day of judgment. Boycotting me will help Ali Dawa to get money. Please do so. Please do so. MashaAllah. Yeah. Disgraceful. Disgraceful. I am walking away. Please celebrate. Please celebrate. I am walking away.
You can celebrate. She's walking away.
Celebrating on our head.
To buy some crap useless black seeds.
Yeah, but it's like a perfume. It's a perfume. It's a perfume.
Well, there's different lines. But have you heard about he's exactly the same. Every one of his beginning of his videos, he's pushing and selling.
That's how we earn
Is that right to do that?
And drink and speak.
Frenchman. Vous comprenez le français? You know French? He's translating for you?
Guys, the police are addressing Hatun. Come and film her. Some of your cameramen, come and film her.
So we have some French-speaking
They're
people.
telling it all.
In the Bible, he prayed. He was praying.
This guy has a very interesting view of Trinity.
What else should they do?
Don't justify one side.
Oh, there's some sort of... The police are involved in the debate. This is interesting. For the most part, the police have stayed completely out of this.
This guy is saying he's a Mahdi. Yeah? I don't know what to believe, bro. I'm listening. Yeah, he's got nothing to teach, and I'm trying to.
I guess he's complaining to the police.
I'm telling him Hadith Rasulullah to prove to him how much of ignorant he is, that he thinks he knows everything. Yeah, from actual Hadith. Yeah, I can tell them that they apply to people from Hadith.
The poor police.
I'm not done.
Then we have women in completely covered here in the burqa. Don't see that too often. Covered head to toe, even the fingers.
Peace is always the answer. Please get his space. I don't want
So this woman is speaking to him. He said he doesn't want to talk to her, but she's continuing to speak.
Think about it. How many Muslims? How many Muslims? How many Muslims? No, let me respond from the Bible. 1.3 what? They wanted to take over the world. I said, I didn't say 8, but I said 1. I said 1. So listen, everyone to brother.
It makes more sense to me that the police are here.
I accept that you're a smart guy. No, don't laugh. I'm not making you miss out. Right, 1.3 billion, right? Let's assume 2% are nutters. You know the word nutters. Yeah, like me. 2% are nutters like this nutter here. Right, hang on. Let me ask you here. 2% are nutters. How many is that? Out of the 1.3 billion? Roughly. 2 out of 100. 2 out of 100. Just more or less, brother. I'm not gonna. How many do you think? 2 trillion.
to our 100, I mean, it has to be like a couple dozen.
Come on. Millions, brother. How many? Millions, brother. How many? How many?
I did A level too. Like with 3 billion.
No, the question he's asking is, out of 1.3 billion people, if it's 2%, what number is that?
Hey, bro, wait. Okay.
I agree with that answer.
Have you noticed? Okay, can I respond?
I'm just saying, hypothetical.
Can I respond? Can I respond? Can I respond?
There are more.
Hey, my bro, you notice how we ran from the Bible? You ran from the Bible, you noticed that?
Is he a Christian?
I think so, yeah. I'm not classing him as one.
What's that?
Christians don't act like that. Oh, he's not a Christian. I don't consider him one.
Everybody's got people with mental health.
You have yours very well referenced. Huh? You have yours very well referenced. Yeah, you have all the tags.
I wasn't born a Muslim. I used to study Christianity when I was younger.
Are you a Muslim?
Yeah, but I wasn't born as one.
Right.
Or turn against them.
No problem. Which means working out your own salvation. You're struggling to read about you become the person you're meant to be, and not the person we are. You're young being. So at the moment, you think everything is fine. But
Well, I don't necessarily.
okay, but in 20, 30 years' time, you'll look back.
I can just Google it. What do I need to remember that?
And in 20, 30 years' time, you'll look back and say, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I'd have been kinder. I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have... You'll regret many things that you've done. Yes!
So he doesn't have to know things or remember things because he can just look it up and Google it. Something to be said for that, I suppose.
Tell me, brother Jesus said, okay, do you know the whole passage? Do you know the whole passage? Read it. No, do you know the whole passage? I don't know. I don't remember.
How do you know that?
I don't remember. Read the whole passage. Okay, look, I want you to. No, I made it clear. I said it. So you refute me. The Bible says. Hold on. Don't be scared. Go ahead and read it. Come on. Are you scared? Come on. Hold it on.
Don't be scared.
You are the one who hold your Bible.
It's just like me.
Come on.
Hold it. Well, no. He's possessed. You got that.
You read the whole passage.
Turn into fire.
Read the whole passage.
He doesn't want to hold the Bible.
Read the whole passage.
He's possessed.
Which one do you want to hold? Small one. Hold on.
No.
Read the whole passage. Come on. No, read the whole passage.
You don't know the whole
passage. Read it. Don't read it.
Don't force him, man.
Don't read it. Okay, okay, what do you do?
He doesn't want to hold it.
He can't hold it.
He can't hold it. He can't hold it. He can't.
I'll tell you this what it says. Show me where Apostle says. No one can change.
Seems a lot of these debates are Christian versus Muslims. More than half, I would think. Very few political ones. There were a couple political ones. And then you have the occasional Shia, Sunni, Orthodox Jew.
Maybe you'd want to pick up arms and go and fucking let's do something.
So it's starting to thin out a little bit. Looks like my YouTube mate's not here. Gotta check the time. Oh, it's going on 7 o'clock. Gonna be time for dinner pretty soon. You don't believe in other world claims without good evidence. Well, it was interesting that one person here was trying to argue that there was that kind of good evidence. What's going on here? The police are very involved still.
When they went to the other side, Allah chose some of them as prophets and sent them at specific times and place. Can you accept it? You already accepted.
There's zero evidence. Well, I'm just saying the claim that somebody was making.
Talk about it. Look, the stuff I'm telling you is from all with no time. It's okay. It's okay. The time that's stretched out, we spend. You know we already met. I'm thinking about the words that we met. Every question is answered.
The police are surrounded.
You know what's going on. You know everything. She's been arrested. How many times were arrested?
Removed for her safety. Have you ever been charged with anything?
Oh, she's been removed.
Something like accident.
This woman has been removed from her safety.
You know everything, but we've been here for years. You know everything.
What is that? I am not the one who is bringing it to the topic. I'm not the one who's
You're making a hate speech every week. Hate speech every week.
Don't say that to me.
What kind of hate speech is this?
Every week you make reading is against our value.
Is it against what?
It's against our religion.
Oh, but that's what people do here.
It doesn't mean you have a free speech. It doesn't mean you have to cuss my mom.
No, but
The name of free speech.
It is free person.
Free speech means you speak freely but respect yourself. Don't go over.
What happened? Mr. Policeman, please help us.
So this woman apparently is being removed from Speaker's Corner, and the police are saying for her safety. So I really don't see her doing, from what I saw, and you could see it on my film, she really wasn't doing anything different to what other people are doing.
This is what she said.
Look. Steve, you come visit the police now. You come visit them, yeah? One day it's going to be a public order. One day it's going to be.
Almost a year ago, Muslims expressed that.
There we go. Come back, officer. Come back.
Approximately a year ago, it was Muslims who told us there are holes in the narrative. All I am asking, fill the holes. It's been whole year with the Holy Quran. What Muslims do is, oh, Mr. Policeman, please help us. We can't answer the basic questions. Please rescue us. And Mr. Policeman comes, yeah, they need rescue. But the bottom line is there. Lord Jesus Christ rescued everyone. That today they are running away from. What a disgraceful day for people turn up with their camera. They are quite happy to practice their freedom of speech. But I cannot practice my freedom of speech. Why? Because I am asking questions about Islam. Islam is so really awful ideology. No one can defend it, all they do is, Mr. Policeman, please defend Islam for us. You know what will happen when Islam takes over? This Mr. Policeman wouldn't be very happy at all.
What?
He's not going to be happy. I'm not going to be happy because my rights, basic human rights, are going to be taken away from. Because we are turning blind eye and deaf ears at the heart of freedom of speech.
What did the policeman tell you?
I was supposed
So he was keeping you away from them? Is that what he was doing?
They didn't approach you until you walked away. 29J, public order. Basically says nothing else.
So that they were contradicting
Yeah, as far as I can see, she's not doing anything differently than anyone else is here.
29J, yeah.
It's quite interesting because the law specifically allows for vigorous debate and dissent here, apparently, and yet she was prevented. I don't really see, like, at least the parts I filmed, where she was doing anything differently than anything else. People misuse free speech to be disrespectful. Possibly, but depends what you mean by being disrespectful too. I don't feel, at least from what I saw, she wasn't doing anything differently than what all the other people here are doing. Well, what's disrespect? What did she do that's disrespectful? What did she do that should be illegal? Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I didn't witness anything that she did that was different from what everybody else here is doing. Everybody here is saying, you know, they're right, the other person is wrong. And no, it doesn't mean it's okay, but it's a question of A, is it illegal? Okay. And B, why is there selective enforcement? No, I'm not disagreeing with your general statement. I mean, I think you have to be careful with the terms. I don't know what you mean by disrespectful. I mean, there are people here, you know, calling each other idiots, for instance. Now, that's not respectful. I don't think it's illegal. You can call somebody an idiot. She's invasive. The Muslim choose not to converse with them. No, that's a different thing. You can choose not to converse with people. She has sore T-shirt with image Charlie Hebron. Well, the T-shirt she has on today, at least right now, is she's just citing a free speech law. She made holes in Quran, then goes to Muslims. Why your book got holes? Yeah, that's disrespectful, but I don't think it's illegal. But like I said, I didn't witness a lot of what she's done, so I don't know. No, it's not a question of right and wrong. I'm talking about what's legal. The police deal with what's legal and what's not legal. The police are not here to settle what's right and wrong. They're here to settle what's legal and what's not legal. For instance, the Sunni the Shia guy that was here with the flag. So many of the Sunni people are pulling on his flag and, you know, touching his stuff. Now that's wrong, right? That's illegal and wrong and inappropriate. And they shouldn't be harassing him physically and messing with his stuff. People are just suggesting she leaves. They only forced her once. Well, apparently they just forced her just now. YouTube.
Do you know what this is about?
I know that he's a Shia.
Yeah.
And most of the people around are Sunni. Some Christians.
With the most fucked up shit. He's in hell for misguiding Muslims, killing the Muslims.
She's no attention seeker. Yeah, but a lot of the people here are attention seekers.
You're a hater, you're a hypocrite, you're a liar. You cannot become
I can say the people that have been interacting with this guy have been far more obstructive than she has been.
My dick, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit, bro. I don't give a fuck.
That's
about
the language of
I don't give a
Shia.
fuck about Abu Bakr. I don't give a fuck
Bad
about
language.
Khomeini. I don't give a fuck about anyone. Shut your fucking mouth.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No manner.
Listen, listen, you should go on.
This is getting
Excuse me.
a little out of
Excuse
control
me.
now.
Do you believe in astrology?
Oh no, this is.
This, my friend, is a muppet. I don't know what a muppet is.
Well, I believe everything.
You believe in astrology?
I believe everything. Why are you wearing harir? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. If you got nothing to say, listen, everything I do in your eyes, may Allah curse you. May Allah curse you.
You're not in the thing.
If I have Shia people around me, let me tell you. Listen, not one person has guessed what I'm doing here. Not one person knows why I'm Not one of you can guess one of the single things I'm doing.
Do you want to?
Let us know. Let us be.
Can you?
first one.
Yes.
That's your opinion. You're not even.
He came all the way from America to know.
No, I'm not from America.
You actually.
No. Ask you a question.
Yes, of course.
So why are you shouting?
That's a good question, actually. Very deep.
I learned everything that I know from the prophets
Okay.
and the successors. Moses, alayhi salam, when he did this, the hypocrites, they all turned around. So they exposed themselves.
Did
So
Musa shout?
all the prophets shouted.
That's what he just said. Yeah, he said
Listen
all the
to me.
prophets
I
shouted.
said all the prophets.
Where is your prophet?
Use your mind.
No. Wait.
Listen to me.
I'm using my mind and I say they didn't.
Okay.
Okay, now you tell me where.
Let me tell you.
Good.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you prove. Because anyone can say anything. That's
Okay, but let him
answer.
answer. He's trying to
You
answer.
want to talk, you want to keep giving it all that. I don't want to. If
So
you're going to
you-
listen, I speak, you're supposed to listen. I am a speaker.
I think that's fair.
here.
Let him answer, yeah.
You're supposed to listen. If you have a question and I'm answering it,
Yeah.
you are not supposed to talk until I finish.
I
Because I am
understand.
a speaker, people are trying to get to know me.
I understand. In Speaker's Corner, everyone
Let me
speaks.
finish what I'm saying.
Okay.
Maybe you'll get your answer, then you won't be talking.
No. Do you have a proof?
Brother, listen.
Okay, go on.
The prophets
Yeah.
had followers. None of those groups of followers could call themselves Shia. That's from the Quran. Now, when a prophet used to have followers, there used to be thousands of people. Do you think the prophet used to come and speak to somebody like this and used to answer him like this and then everyone used to know everything? What kind of world are you coming from?
Okay,
Where
let
do
me
you
tell
think
you.
you're coming from? No, you don't need to tell
You
me.
asked me now.
I didn't ask you.
You say, where do you come from? I answered you.
Oh, what? That was a rhetorical question. If you don't have any common sense,
Yeah. I'll have a comment. I will tell you. Let me
I
ask.
don't need you to tell me, but you can talk. Go ahead.
Now, the group, the circle, you are in the middle of it. It's not thousands of people. Yeah, it's not thousands of people. That's thousands of people. Let me finish. Now
it
you
has
don't.
nothing
You see?
to do with that. I tried
No,
to
no,
show
no.
you from your own knowledge.
No, no.
Wait.
What are you doing?
It's caught in your glasses.
Thank you very much. Don't worry. So now, yeah, like.
You see, you're trying to twist everything I said. Look.
Am I?
Look, listen.
Okay.
You didn't.
You are in the middle, okay?
You didn't hear
Am
what
I
said.
twisting?
No. You didn't hear what I said. I said something
I
first.
didn't hear what you said.
I said something first. You
Let me
questioned
finish.
it. Listen. You questioned my answer.
Practice what
and
you
I
preach.
gave you an answer.
Practice what you preach. You just
I
said
know.
listen.
You don't
Then
tell me
allow me
what
to finish.
Man, you don't tell me
Allow
what
me
to
to
do.
finish.
You don't tell
I
me
allowed
what
you
to
to
do.
finish.
Listen to me.
Let me
Listen to
finish.
me. Listen to me, Habibi.
He's not allowing me to finish. I let him finish.
Listen, did you hear anything I said?
I did, but
what
you are
was
not
the first?
hearing.
No, what was the
No.
reason? What's the reason?
The prophets, they were shouting.
No, they wasn't. I didn't say that. They
Okay,
used
he's
to-
on medication.
No, let me repeat. Are you silly, bro? How old are you?
Ad hominems, no ad hominems.
I'm old enough to know what you said.
Let me repeat everything
Did he
I
say
said
he-
the second
did-
time. Because you didn't hear. Because
gonna
you
repeat.
didn't
He's
hear.
gonna repeat.
All right,
Because
repeat.
you didn't hear.
All right.
I'll repeat it again.
I
for
heard
you.
it, by the way.
No, you didn't, because you cannot
Did I
repeat
hear?
what I said.
Come on, say it. Did I hear
said,
or no?
When
Say it.
I said, when Moses shouted,
You just proved my
the
point.
hypocrites turned around. So I'm exposing
He's just proving
all the hypocrites that don't want to listen. Then I said, all the prophets used to speak loud so people can hear them. So can you accept that you just misjudged and you made a mistake because you didn't hear my first answer and you didn't understand my
Are you okay?
second answer?
Are you okay?
I don't need you to tell me.
I don't think you are okay.
I don't give a shit. Bro.
I know, but I don't think you are okay.
Look, I don't care about even my left nut or not right now.
I
don't
know,
care.
I know.
I don't
But
care.
I'm
You
just
know,
reminded, yeah.
You know,
You are
you
not
know.
okay, you are not okay.
You know. I don't give a shit, bro, what you think.
Medical time.
Listen, inshallah,
Medication time.
Inshallah, you judging me.
Medication time.
You don't even follow Quran because you say you call yourself a Shia. You are not allowed
I
to
didn't
judge.
call myself
You're
Shia.
judging me, yeah?
No.
Listen,
You're
you
Shia?
think you can hide. You think you can hide. You said he's a
I'm
Shia.
not
He said he's a Shia 5 minutes ago to me.
Did you?
I did.
A lot of people, they come to me, listen, I'm Shia. Listen to me.
I didn't say I'm
Shut up
Shia.
then.
I told you are on the medication.
He says you told him that 5 minutes ago.
I didn't tell him anything before. I just asked him, do you believe in astrology? That's all I said. Because his shirt, there is astrology on it. That was my question.
You're judging and I'm
Let
trying
me
to tell
finish.
you, you're not
Let
learning.
me finish.
Listen,
Let me
you're
finish.
the second group of people which you think you know everything.
Yeah, you know everything.
You are a hypocrite because you think you know everything. You cannot listen.
Medication
I
time.
exposed. There's 3 types of people.
Medication time. Yeah, medication time. Pharmacy is over there.
Listen, go and mock your dad for having you and raising you the way you are.
Medication
because
time
you're
is
judging.
getting worse.
Shut your mouth. then.
Get your medication,
Shut your
man.
mouth. I don't need you to tell me nothing. Fuck off out of my face.
Medication time.
Medication time.
Yeah.
Your dad needs medication to teach him.
Yeah, you see, it gets worse. You need to get it, man. It's getting worse.
Medication time. A parrot that learns one word
To remind you.
and to remind you.
Yeah.
Shut your mouth. You don't need
Medication
Who
time.
do you think you are? Who do you
Doctor,
think you are?
doctor, you're a doctor.
Listen, I've had more people than you. You're starting to hate me because I'm embarrassing.
I'm not hating you. I feel
You're
sorry for you.
embarrassing yourself.
I feel sorry for your parents.
Shut your mouth so you don't
You
embarrass
are a clown here.
Look, you're copying everything I said. You're a parrot.
Clown.
You're a parrot.
You are a clown.
You're a parrot. Do you want to repeat everything I said? Sorry,
You are a
you
clown. He's a clown. I'm not a Shia.
No, he said
I
that
have
you,
my brain.
Yeah, and he said that you told him that 5 minutes ago.
He thinks he knows everything. There's 3 types. I know. There's 3 types of people.
It hurts him. He's still pointing at me.
Those who use their mouth.
Let's go.
Those who think they know everything, nothing.
You are using your asshole?
Okay?
Why are you streaming this? Oh, I thought it was interesting. We're all only for fights. No, some of these people are not some of these people aren't fighting. Some of these people clearly are just fighting and arguing. But there are people here actually engaged in debate as well. Some of them take this very seriously.
When I was only 2 cells, collection of tissues, but they made different tissues.
Well, a lot of these people want to be on camera. So some people don't, but a lot of them actually prefer to be on camera.
So we can be reasonable. What are you trying to do? You're trying to chat to me?
So yeah, it depends, innit? So when you
but don't come with that retarded attitude.
Yeah, that's bad.
You gotta be.
To be fair, it's bad to do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Be smooth.
I'm filming that one.
Yeah, side nice. Are you together?
No.
No? What are you doing?
I'm just listening. I thought you were having a conversation.
No, we're having a private conversation.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're trying to.
We're part of this.
Then I'll leave. Then I'll leave. Yeah. I didn't know. Yeah. Okay, no problem.
Are you with him?
I don't know. Sorry, this is the first time I come here.
Okay.
And there is discussion, Muslim and Christian.
No, it's any subject. Any subject. But there's Muslims, there's Christians, there's Jews, but there's also politics. It's for discussion, debate. Where are you from?
Italy. Every Saturday.
Every Sunday.
Today is Sunday.
Yes.
In the, what time?
All day.
All day?
Yeah.
It's a special meeting here.
Yeah, here.
No, to speak about everything.
Anything, everything and anything.
Special is religion.
There's a lot of religion, but there's also politics. Yeah. But it can be anything.
But sometimes there is fighting, no?
Usually it's just talk.
It's good, man.
Private conversations being recorded, no such thing. I think they just didn't want cameras involved. Yeah, but I don't know. So we're going to a place when there could be fights and cameras then. Look, I don't have a problem. They want to have a private conversation. Let them have a private conversation. Now this is kind of a real debate, I think.
Is it fair to ask the nation of Israel to rivalry effect?
It's my story. I'm not saying
I can show you. I can see some video. It's a published in French TV.
Because we know that actually United Nations, the United States,
I can show you video. Do you speak French? Otherwise, I can repeat the video. It was published in the French TV. You know who was speaking? The Zionist leader. The name of who?
you don't need data.
Do your research, mate. Instead of calling it receiver, you know what they call it? Greatest man. Do you know Greek? Do you know Greek? This man, not understand.
Cherry pick finds one person to support your argument.
Gonna have to end the broadcast, guys. Thanks for being here. Bye.